for initiative because we are live! Woo! Hey
12.
everyone, welcome back.
Alright,
let's go. We're doing the thing.
20.
Ah! Alright, we're doing the thing. It's happening.
Wait.
What is the thing?
Rolling.
I don't know, apparently we're rolling.
for initiative.
We joked about it last week, we're doing it.
Out of 10.
I got a 1.
6.
Sad.
Alright. I'm the saddest boy.
That is-
I rolled for saddest boy.
I rolled for sadness instead of initiative.
Can I use
The
my
good.
sadness? Natural
This is
20.
Pathfinder, so you can use your sadness for initiative.
That's true.
All right, welcome back everybody to another episode of Windfall. I feel like we were off last week, but we're not. We were here, and my brain is so scattered right now. All right, so I want to thank first of all Californians for our use of our wonderful theme song. Thank you for providing that for us. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love it so very much. And
It slap.
it slap. It do slap.
It slap.
And now I'm gonna slap you guys with some monsters.
Can we slap him back?
You can try. We do
can
have new
certainly
chat
try.
redeems, so there are some new stuff, some low cost stuff, and some new things for chat to try and interact a little bit more with the people. You can now cause misfortune for a monster if you want to try and help out the party a little bit. There is a 1 point redeem for a +1, so you can use that to give a +1 to any player on their next roll. Any next roll. It doesn't stack, so if you use it a bunch, like if people stack it up on one player, say Mitchell, you'll just use them for your consecutive. You'll just have like a +1 that you can just use for later. Also, because I messed up the rules of my own making last time, everyone's starting this round with 2 hero points, so everyone make sure you have 2 hero points.
Oh wait, I already used them. They go so fast.
Make sure that you have 2 hero points in the bank there. And
The Bank of Heroes.
speaking of hero points, I did not write the recap this week. So
Funny.
who's gonna do it?
Roll that 1.
Oh yeah. No.
No.
I can do it real quick. I
Do
can
it collaboratively.
I literally don't remember.
Yeah, I remember nothing. I spent too much time in the sun yesterday, so I'm still just like I think my brain's a little fried, along with my face, which doesn't look too lobstery on the screen to that. All right.
We airbrushed that out.
Well, yeah. We'll get it
Okay,
in
we'll
post.
fix
We'll
it
get
in
it in
post.
post.
We'll get you, pal.
Fix it in post. Fix it in post.
We can do that, right?
We can. We're not going to.
Yeah.
You tune in to the
Great,
video,
just
and
picture
it's just like
Brother in every scene.
like paint. There's like little like beige little lines over my face that like move around, like they stay on the screen while I move. I gotta try and match it up there. Last week, on our last episode of Windfall, the party dealt with the aftermath of the hag and her lair, taking the young boy Chris and trekking far more distance and trekking for far longer than anyone in Pathfinder regionally has the way to do so.
A nigh lethal amount of walking.
And then we figured it out those rules real quick. Big Jolly, what's up, baby?
And we found out those rules were for 1E, and we're like,
Oh yeah. We're like, rules are tough to look up in the spot, so we're just like, it's fine. We roll with it.
we just walk it.
So they returned to the town of Osselin, where they found the town in celebration, having some sort of community hoedown, if you will, hootenanny.
There you go.
In some other terms. Kai quickly took the young boy Chris to the ship and got him to some semblance of safety, while notifying the ship's first mate, the smith, that they may need to take off very soon. The party then grabbed Mr. Darrow and went back to the Seed of Ambition, the dragon they had made a pact with to kill the hag, who not only cured Ernie and Mr. Darrow of their were-rat curses, transferring them to 2 of his lizard folk, but also granting them the boon in the form of a mighty slashing weapon, a very powerful bloodletting knife. After that, the party returned to Osselin, had some words with their leader, had some words with Velen, and trying to make emotional connections only ended up straining and confusing the poor boy. They left the people in disarray, trying to build something to escape what was sure to be a free-for-all buffet for the lizard folk once they got down to that beach.
Buy them a week.
You bought them a week. After that, the party set sail, taking along the coast of Ocelin's Island, chose not to, deplete their supplies. There they heard some, lizards gotta eat, they gotta. Taking, the safest route that they could. On their way, heading out into the Sleeping Sea proper, they ran into another ship, the Red-Tailed Fish. There, they met with merchants from Lindywind Loch, a duchy in Restaurant. There, they found out that the Prince Easton, was missing from, not Prince, I'm sorry, Duke, if you will. The Duke's son.
The Dookie.
The Dookie. Is that the proper term?
Yeah.
Dookie?
It's Duke, Duchess, Dookie.
Hang on. What do you call the son of a duke?
Dukeson.
Son of a bitch. It's Dookie.
Wait, is it actually?
No.
No.
You were very
Give me one of your
convincing.
hero points.
No.
It's a
So
Marquis.
convincing.
Maduki.
Oh, well, Marquis would be the French version, but you are not.
Marquis.
So, the Marquis. Yeah. Oh, though he could also be an Earl, a Viscount, or a Baron. Choices.
I like Viscount.
Viscount.
The Viscount.
More like unbaronable.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave. Well, that's weird because like a baron means you hold a barony, so like you would have to actually hold those lands. So like I think you would just be
A Duke's son.
just a duke's son.
If you're a
you don't
duke.
actually. A dukelet.
Yeah.
A dukelet.
That's worse. Just a small.
Hang on, I'm canonizing that in my world guide right now.
A Dukelet?
Oh,
Dukelet.
Lord.
All right, so
We're so
Dukelet
mature.
Easton was missing. Wesley jumped down to say, "Hey, what's going on?" Only to find out that he was in fact the missing Dukelet. They showed him a book of his family lineage, and they went through the fact that he'd been missing for about the same time that Wesley had amnesia, and said that his dear mother had been spending a lot of time locked away in her room, not eating, not seeing anyone, withdrawn into sadness, sending off ships from all around the world, from Starhill to Salsai, trying to find her dear son, Easton. Wesley said, "That's great, but we have more adventures to do first."
He's a little skeptical on people claiming parentage because of
I'm just, it's fine. I'm just
Wait, but we're having
facetious.
fun.
Well, I want to go on adventures with my friends. Father.
I don't want to go home.
Calling my own.
The party then said, well, the Red-Tailed Fish agreed to follow Easton to Empty Isle, where a great treasure was said to be buried by Frederick. They began to sail north when that night a chilling fog crept up upon them. This thick, mysterious mist was not of natural means, and through some strange twist of magic or nature, was putting the crew to sleep and freezing them in place, perhaps to never wake up, except for, I believe, Kai's feature, which allowed him to lead people in those extreme circumstances, and the entire group that was able to pull together and navigate through this chilling fog. When they got out of the fog and hit sunlight once more, Alyciana, thank you so much for the sub. We love you too so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
They found that geographically they had traveled much farther than natural, moving about 6 days' time in one night. The Red-Tailed Fish, the merchant ship, was nowhere to be seen.
So really a good news, bad news situation, where the good news is that we didn't lose all of our supplies traveling here.
That's right. You have just 1 day taken away out of all the supplies.
The bad
And-
news is that all of Easton's kinsmen are dead.
And they're 60 days of supplies
And they're
as
out.
well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they're 56 days of supplies.
Their pickles are popsicles now.
Cold come.
And on the bottom of the ocean.
And at
Yeah.
that, the party began setting sail, Empty Isle on the horizon, just miles within reach. That's where we're going to pull ahead and begin our session for today. The aftermath of the chill fog breaking off the ship, evaporating in the sun, rapidly so, much quicker than a natural fog probably would dissipate. You can see the sleek sheen of it slipping off the red wood on the side of the Windfall. You can see sailors rubbing their heads and giving thanks to the crew for leading them through that and waking up. Some of them a little more shook than you are, not used to being exposed to such magical means of slumber. Took some of them down to their core, but they resumed their duties as they were instructed, and there's a sort of not serene but melancholy silence as they catch the wind and begin sailing straight north. In the distance, empty isle, one speck of an island, smaller than even Pico's hovel, lie. You can see just the barest of silhouettes of trees, maybe a couple of large boulders, rocks surrounding, and these little spires and almost like little clusters around the island, and birds flying overhead, circling the island. What would you like to do as this new day greets you?
Did he told us that the treasure was on this island?
He said that at a certain point in time, like a whirlpool would open up like a
That's
way
right.
down below the island.
Okay.
And you can.
I believe it sounded like that was happening when we arrived here last time.
It
Or at
looked.
the end of last session.
It did look like the island, as I described in the end of last session, was more or less like draining in a way. This is obviously not like geographically real or whatever, but it's a fantasy world, so you can see that when the tide goes out, it drains some of the island toward the ocean actually recedes, leaving little miniature. You can see these little exposed tops of smaller islands that are underground caverns, essentially, that you couldn't get to normally because they would be flooded. So Empty Isle is actually much larger. It's only like an iceberg. You can only see the tip of the island, essentially.
So while everyone's like preparing, like we're unexpectedly like hurrying to prepare for either docking or like going ashore, I actually want to go seek out Kai.
Okay. Kai, what does Wesley find you doing?
Okay. So Kai is actually approaching, let's say, Wit, who he sees as one of the people who's kind of struggling with the psychological effects
Can
of
I
the fog.
jump in with you real quick?
Yes,
just
please.
because I had something for Flintlock Wit.
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt your scene here, but as you go down to see Flintlock Wit, our halfling powder monkey, he had recently been shot by a misfire,
He was excited about it.
and he was, surgically helped by Wesley by pulling the bullet out with the shot out with thieves' tools. Currently, Flintlock Wit, you see him along with Frederick, who is suturing the wound and cleaning it up with some ointment and oils. And you see Frederick on one of the giant clamshells, the medical bay. You see Frederick treating his side. Frederick is singing, and you can see Flintlock Wit singing along with him. I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Tomorrow you will get your pay, and it's time for us to leave her. Frederick starts, and he's confident and strong, and there's this beautiful, melodious, haunting strain to his words, and Flintlock sounds like you would expect a powder monkey to sound when he sings, but there's something so at peace in his eyes as he closes them and sings along with Frederick, just almost like he's perfectly in time with her, or with him, and just really getting lost in the moment. And it's time for us to leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. And like you can see Flintlock, he's kind of like rubs a little bit on you, sees you come in. And Frederick nods at you as well.
I wasn't aware you had any medical training.
You'll have to forgive me. I have the drunkard's hands, but I figured I need to pull my weight in some way to earn my keep here.
Are you thinking to officially join up, or are you just along for the ride for now?
To be true, I would be honored to join you and your crew, but I'm not sure I am worthy or... The shantyman's job is to pull the crew together, and while I still have the songs, I will be frank with you, I'm not sure that I have the spirit to push you forward.
I was coming down here because I saw how that fog affected everyone. And you'll forgive me for saying, but I thought you might be feeling a little melancholy. And I come down here to find someone in perfectly good spirits singing along. I don't think spirit's what you lack.
Flintlock kind of chimes in. He's like, not to interrupt, but it is a bit of a sad song. Maybe it's just sharing in the melancholy. At that point, Wesley, you do come in, hearing the tail end of that song coming around.
Kai, do you have a minute? And I kind of like stand on the threshold, indicating that I want to speak privately.
I can close the clam
Kai-
shell. No.
Kai looks at you strangely, not accustomed to you addressing him directly.
And like Wesley is kind of like not making eye contact, kind of like staring at his feet. He's obviously uncomfortable making this request of you.
Kai nods and says, I don't think there's anything for me to do here.
Yeah, so I lead him to like some alcove where we can speak alone. And just, you're a religious man, correct? I don't really know anyone else who worships the sea like you do. And though it was brief, we lost all those sailors on the red-tailed fish, and I was wondering if you could plead to your mistress for maybe some hope that they made it out, and if not, at least their souls don't get stuck here like those on Idle Bay.
Kai is still for a moment, thinking. I'd make such a request. I don't want to see anybody trapped the way that Idle Bay was again. Son, I don't think it's unlikely they survived, but the drowned mistress, if they didn't deserve vengeance, she's not one to take it. Their souls can be laid to rest if indeed they are dead.
Thanks. I think there's work to do. And he kind of just pats him on the arm. Like, goes to find busy work.
Pats him on the arm.
Well, I mean, there's probably like his lower arm.
Alright. Kai, did you want to return over with Flintlock, Wit, and Frederick?
No. Kai's gonna go now to where the dinghy is strung up.
Okay.
And, to loan towards the back of the ship and faces over the open
Remember
water.
that you have two. You have the one dinghy, and then you have the proper skiff, because you have the one that you recovered in the very first episode, so you have the two. One's a little bit more formidable than other. You have the stats for those two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The one that...
That's fine. The point is to be in an area that's isolated and not overlooking the water. And he said he would pray for them, so he'll do so.
What about you, Brooks?
Brooks is at the front of the ship, trying to make sense of the tide situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's trying to see what is now visible that the water's receded.
Go ahead and roll a little nature for me. Or are you trying to see what's physically there, like right now?
Yeah,
You can do perception instead if you like.
because he's taking what Frederick said in mind, because he said that you can only see the treasure when the water receded.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, well, now that the water receded, what is there here? Perception, you said? I count 21.
21. So what you can see is on the edge of the island, which is like just one, like I said, one small chunk. Around it, almost like almost like a donut, but with like a little more pretzel-y branching off. There's these underground, like big rocky chunks. It looks like smaller islands that you could probably go on top of whenever the water pulls out a little bit. And those, the way that they're shaped and elongated, you're like, those are definitely underground caverns. It's not unheard of to have divers go underwater in underground caverns to dive for stuff, especially in somewhere like Ravenmount or the southern coast of Arla. Like, it's not unknown. But the way Frederick said it was that basically they will drain out, and that's how you'll get to the treasure, because they'll fill up and it'll be too dangerous when they're filled up to swim in there. Because those things, if you don't know how to navigate and dive them, you can get lost.
It's like nightmare fuel in real life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That stuff freaks me out. So of course I put it in my game.
Does it seem we haven't been here for super long, but does it seem like it's constantly receding, or is it like
it's right now? It's like a slow drain. Like when you pull the plug in the sink and it's not draining as fast as you want, but you're seeing it like pull away from the island. It almost looks like the island is rising up the way that's coming out of the water, and it's definitely some sort of weird magical or just weird natural, because there's so many weird natural things in Asteria. The way that it's like lifting up and the water starts draining around, and you can see the rim of like a whirlpool causing this. A very slight whirlpool. You also know that as dangerous as it's going to be to navigate on a skiff, as the water recedes, you cannot get the Windfall in there. You can't get within 1,000 feet of this thing. Like, you're going to have to be like 2,000 feet out with the Windfall, because the closer you get, the more jagged rocks there are. The lower the water goes, the more danger the rocks produce.
Okay, so I think in that case, knowing that, he'll just be watching it to see like if the amount that it's receding like stops, or if it like slows to a point where it seems like it's done.
As you watch, you realize you've got some time. Like, you probably need to get there pretty quick, but it looks like it's going to be another like hour or so before it's fully drained.
Okay.
Enough time for you to sail up and get in there and have a little bit extra time. Cordelia.
After the night's events, she was probably planning on like a simple-ish breakfast, but she's decided on something a bit more hearty. She's putting together kind of like a porridgey oatmeal sort of situation, something that's, warming, and a few of the crates of like fresh fruits. She's kind of cutting them up to mix them in with it, just to kind of use them before they do start to go off. And she's been putting that together and walking around with her little animated cauldron to kind of like, give people bowls, because everybody's kind of doing their own thing this morning.
I think people really they warm up when they get a little bit of whatever in front of them, just something hot. This hot cereal sounds great as they eat and like warm up their bodies from that chill, which has definitely like demoralized them, as well as sort of almost incapacitated them, or did incapacitate them. As you're going by and you knock on the smith's cabin to like lay out his food, he usually just lets you leave it at the door, and he comes and gets it later, or doesn't eat at all most times. But this time, as you knock, is that Cordelia?
Yes, sir, it is.
Are you finished with your rounds? I think you had something you needed to speak to me about.
Yes, I can come in for a moment.
You hear and the door opens up. The smith's cabin is not a cabin in a way that you'd sort of expect. There is more of a arcane workshop than actual living quarters. In fact, he has nothing by way of comfort. There is a bed that has just a simple mattress that looks like it's stuffed with straw, There's no pillow. There's no blanket. There's nothing like personal belongings or anything like that. And everything is strictly organized. There are books and papers and crystals. There's little metal fragments, little glowing objects. There's a giant anvil in the center of the room which glows with a green sort of crackling energy on top of it. There is like a literal miniature, like the size of your cauldron, heated forge where something molten is just like with the sway of the ship tilting, never dripping over. It looks like a mad wizard's laboratory if the mad wizard was immaculate.
Like
There is
OCD about everything.
not a single thing out of place. There's not a crazy conspiracy board. Instead, the notes are structured like perfect blueprints along the board. I think you had a request of me, and previously I was not able to hear it.
Oh,
I believe I owe you time.
right. And she'll dig in her bag of holding and pull out the skeletal hand. And you can see she's cleaned it and polished it as much as she can, filled in some of the bigger cracks in the hand, and you can see the start of runes that she's started to etch into it, just like sketching on them because she's not certain which ones to use yet. And she goes to put it down. I don't want to mess any of your things up. I'll just hold it. I was hoping to put this together for... And she kind of glances at the door. For Riley. I think, it's a little difficult for her to get around with her hook, and I'm not entirely certain on how to animate this. I've got certain ideas, but nothing that's permanent and fixed. And rather than it, being alive of its own, I'd much prefer it to be something she can control and use. And she'll hand it over.
He takes it, looks at it. It's good work you've started doing here. Can you tell me, where did this hand come from?
The island with the djinn. A body that we found there.
What sort of body?
She would remember, but I don't. It was
She's a
just
human,
yeah, it was just a
yeah.
human.
I'm fascinated. Constantly fascinated by this world. You want so desperately for this piece to fit a different container. But this piece was crafted, it had intention, it had use. It served its purpose, and then it was done. It was the perfect cog in the machine that it needed to be. And then you found it, and you said, let's try it in this new machine. I was once part of a very grand machine. We didn't reuse cogs. And this is not something that I would ever do, Cordelia. But I admit a sort of morbid curiosity in seeing you succeed. I will not perform this task for you, but I'm happy to offer any advice that you would like to try. Offer you advice on the rune sketching and the attachment and the post-care for Riley herself. I can do that much at least.
I would appreciate that greatly. I don't really know where to start with it. I have ideas, but your advice would be invaluable.
Think about what the piece is, what it wants. We are more than the sum of all of our parts, but each of those parts are still incredibly valuable. Each of them have their own intention, their own use. Adding this part, which did not belong to Riley, alters the essence of what is Riley. You just have to understand that going forward. And we have to be okay with that.
Well, I meant for it to be something of help to her. I guess it would alter her in a way. I can always put it together, and if she doesn't want it, well, it's a very enlightening experiment.
Like I said, I have a morbid curiosity in your success. Very well. Just come find me when you have the spare time, and I suppose grab Riley, and we'll see what we can do about this. We'll probably need about, I would say, 6 to 8 hours of experimentation. And maybe when we're on less choppy seas. I don't like the idea of attaching a hand in the middle of this whirlpool that we're approaching.
No, that probably wouldn't be best.
So, thank you for the chat. And he takes the oatmeal and he looks at it and he smells it. And thank you. And he passes it back to you. It looks great.
Just let me know if you're ever hungry.
He just nods.
Or if there's anything you'd like to try. I'm taking requests. Thank you again.
And she's like very excited, and like you can see her hair that she's had braided and kind of tucked, kind of like flittering a little bit as she, gathers everything up and kind of like bumbles her way out.
So you just have the Smith's bowl of oatmeal now, unused. Just sniff once.
And if he's not going to eat it, I suppose, and she'll go ahead and eat it if he's not going to.
It's been blessed by the Smith.
He sniffed it.
I haven't heard from Ernie yet. Also, warning to chat, there is a thunderstorm going on right now, so it may get some rain, and if we lose power, we lose power.
But we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Roll by candlelight.
Yeah.
How
We'll
intimate.
turn the cameras on instead of on the stream, and we'll just have guerrilla style.
Found footage style.
Yeah,
It's
implying
on
that
the
isn't
YouTube channel.
implying that isn't what we have right now.
Yeah.
All right, Ernie, what about you, bud?
Okay, so Flintlock Wit is down in the medical clam, and Kai is up on the top deck.
Correct.
So I'm going to go down to the gunnery deck, I believe is what it's called, and
We just call it the second deck.
the
but
second
yeah,
deck, and
yeah.
look for Rosamund.
Yeah, Rosamund there, Red Rage Rosamund, this teenage halfling with a bad attitude and a big old mess of red hair, and she just kind
I
of
know the type.
She's currently got her hair back in a sweatband, and she is working extremely hard. You see her moving cannonballs and like marking inventory, and she's like maintaining equipment and wiping down stuff, and she's like raging on that ought to do. That ought to do.
Ernie walks in, kind of like still rubbing warmth into his arms.
She goes to attention since there's an officer on deck.
Oh gosh, that's not really necessary.
Oh, thank God. And she just goes back to work.
How are you doing? Did the fog get you?
I got chilled out pretty bad, yeah. And I figured no better way to warm the body up than working, so I'm getting things ship shape. Master Kai seems to have enough on his hands right now.
Yeah, he was doing some pretty important staring earlier. Anything I can help with?
And she looks around. I mean, if you have any extra tobacco, I ran out 2 weeks ago, and
Oh.
I've been going.
Well, shit, I was going to carry stuff, but that's way better. He reaches into his pocket and pulls some out that he bought at the last island we were at.
You got it for free at
He got some
Osland.
in Osland.
So you're gonna use your dumb feet
Yeah,
for this, and
he has
it's
a,
free.
he has a,
You don't
he,
have
has,
to pay
he pulls
for
out
it.
a small barrel of
Oh, a barrel!
of-
You-
like one of those
Oh, barrel.
of pipe tobacco,
Mhm.
and hands it over to her.
What? This is worth a week's wages.
Yeah, you're good for it. You're good.
Damn. Thanks, quartermaster.
Yeah, you're welcome.
She immediately pulls it out, and you see her
Here, let me get some of that.
Yeah, and she just lets you, obviously.
As we
some of
sit
this.
down and both kind of start smoking our pipes. Ernie's
Oh, she rolls cigarettes.
cigarettes. Well, Ernie starts packing a pipe while she's rolling a cigarette, and we kind of sit down, and he's shifting a little bit, and do you keep with Lilidria at all?
The Halfling Goddess?
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, not to stereotype, but
I mean, she looks at you. She's like, oh. We call her Belsona. That's big sister in Halfling.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shit, Quartermaster. I don't find myself being religious much. I find myself praying to the Drowned Mistress more often than not. I don't know if it's just a habit I picked up from Master Kai or just being out in the sea, shook me a little bit, but I haven't met a halfling that doesn't follow Lilidria in some way. It's more of a culture thing than a religious thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, the human gods, they expect a lot, and they need a lot of things you do to worship. Lilidria's, it's like having an older sibling, someone just watching over you, someone you can talk about your problems with. So I don't really pray, but at night sometimes I'll just say what's on my mind, vent, let off some steam. It's nice to think that there might be someone up there listening.
Do you know what is her policy on, like, forgiveness? Like, say you screw up.
Am I out of line if I ask why?
Sometimes people screw up. Like a bad one.
I don't know if you know this. You might. You're pretty smart, as from what I've seen. And I only know what I heard growing up. I never finished school, but Lilidria wasn't the goddess that made halflings. A long, long time ago, there was this thing, and it was eating gods, and it ate up the halfling god. We don't even know what made us. So when the Celestials came, she adopted us. She took us into her arms, and she looked after us ever since. It said that Lilidria ties a golden thread, and it's attached to the heart of every halfling. And that no matter how hard you pull, and no matter how much you cut at it, and no matter how far you stray away from the path, you can always find that string, that thread, and it pulls you back into her arms.
Sounds nice.
Forgiveness is one of her tenets, so if you're looking for forgiveness, I think that's the right place to look, Quartermaster.
It's good to know. I wasn't so sure, she sounds real nice, but like some things are worse than others, We do some dicey things on this ship sometimes.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that I agree with every course of action we've taken, but Master Kai, he follows orders, and he's a good person.
Yeah, he is.
So if I see him following the orders, then I feel more secure following orders.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right to do so. He's an upstanding character and a good one to follow.
Tall.
Yep. Yeah, it's important for the people that are given orders to make the right call.
I think you make good calls, Quartermaster. For what it's worth.
Well,
usually when I shoot and you tell me to shoot, or Master Kai tells me to shoot, I feel pretty good about what I'm shooting at.
I'm glad to hear that. I'd like to do better.
Courtmaster, you do something bad on this ship?
I mean, you know how we came back with them turtles the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah. We killed a bunch of people to get them.
Bad people?
You know, at the time, I kind of thought maybe they were, but the more I'm playing it back in my head, I really think they weren't that bad. I think they just were doing research on turtles. That they were just kind of, you know, they look, they did attack, they hurt us, but we were in their house.
All I can say...
I'm pretty sure that we did some murder. At least at the beginning. At some point it might have turned into self-defense, but if you run into a guy's house and start swinging things, I don't really think you get to call that self-defense anymore.
She kind of looks down.
So, I don't know how Lilidria would feel about that. I feel like if I had a big sister, she'd say, hey, chill out there, Ernie.
Is this about how I ended up on the ship?
Nope.
She looks genuinely relieved.
You get
You roll perception real quick.
Natural 2, 11.
11. Okay. She was just questioning you. I think Ernie is too embarrassed at the moment, or like too off guard to really like look into her insight. She quickly like steals herself and she just
Coughs on his pipe.
and she like throws the cigarette on the floor and like stamps it out before she's like, and she cleans it up and then like,
Oh shit, this is a powder of this is gunpowder.
I walked to a safe spot. I know what I'm doing.
I should not be smoking here.
Like smoking at the gas pump.
You're both just hanging out the porthole.
Yeah. She is 19, but she is very capable at her job, and she's
I'm not.
I
was right next to it.
Freaking posted up on top of the black powder.
I'm leaning against it.
Like the ashes.
on top of it.
Yeah.
All I know, Quartermaster, is finding that golden thread back to forgiveness. You've gotta grab onto it. You have to pull yourself back. She's gonna give you the thread, but she's not gonna reel you in.
Yeah, I've learned that getting right with the law and getting right with myself aren't always the exact same thing, and I'm trying to make sure I'm doing both.
Yeah.
So, enjoy the rest of that tobacco.
Thank you.
You don't
Quartermaster.
have to. I did not tell Flintlock I gave you that, so you just make your decisions.
Flints. I don't know. I think he's pretty okay.
He's pretty alright.
Yeah,
He's got a sick scar like right here now. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
She looks visibly jealous. All right, I'll get back to my duties.
Thanks.
I want this place looking good for when Mr. Kai comes back.
Yeah, I think he'll be staring for a bit more, so you got some time.
Okay, good. And she just gets back to cleaning up and organizing.
Can you call a wound a scar yet? Like, you have to,
Yeah.
don't you have to wait for it to like heal first?
Oh,
Yeah, he's like got the side of his
he
head
had
missing.
some turtle time.
True.
All right. Anyone else before I fall asleep? Bless you.
Wait for the second.
Blessings of Olidria upon you.
Oh, sweet hero point.
You take it. Fuck it. I don't care.
Woo! I don't use them anyway.
Man, you should grade him with the he's not like, you didn't say, hey, I might ask you about halfling lore today. I hope you have your lore page ready.
Shit.
Yeah.
Let me pull up my Word doc.
Yeah. No, I have PDFs of this shit. All right.
Ooh.
I knew you knew.
Everyone good?
Mhm.
So, who is closest to the medical clan?
I'm on top.
I was gonna say, how close is it to the kitchen?
I would.
That would be
Same
in
floor.
the gunnery deck, essentially. So, the
So
second
I'm
deck.
close-ish, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So I guess when you're walking back up, great. Trying to change the scene. I gotta do more with you.
Oh.
You do see Frederick, and he's like,
Yeah.
Ernie,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to ask this of you. Among the treasures you will find, when I went underground, I buried a single chest. It was made of brass. It should have lasted these years that I was cursed. You will find a king's ransom of gold within.
You know, it occurred to me like just now that I have never asked you what the treasure is.
You did not.
Yeah, it could be anything.
I could have, made up some fantastic tale, but
it's the wisdom that we've learned.
What if the treasure I said was friendship the whole time? And
Well, the friendship that we have is on the top deck, and he is worth a lot of money.
At any rate, I am sorry there will not be other treasures besides gold itself, but it is a large sum of gold, as much as I could gather.
Tell me when. Really? Really? Wow. I'll start over.
They're also a gnomes.
I see you're also a new girlfriend. But
Please sponsor us, new girl.
the show that's no longer on air. Please sponsor a show that is no longer airing.
Posthumously.
Do love that show.
Show your DVDs.
Oh.
Among the treasures, you will also find a ring. It is of some worth, not comparable to the treasure you find. I know that I am not in a position to ask you a favor, but I will ask anyway, because my heart demands it so. When you find the ring, cast it into the sea.
Oh, I thought you wanted it.
I do not wish to be anywhere near it.
Ooh. See, I'm really good at getting things for people, but I have a hard time. Can you tell me why? I just need a motivation, otherwise it's really hard for me to throw stuff away. Why am I throwing this in the sea?
It is the monument to my sins.
Oh.
It is the ring that was going to the woman that I loved, the daughter of the captain that cursed me.
Okay. And you want to get rid of it?
I would.
Okay. You don't want to try to, fix it?
I would rest better knowing that it was in the depths, never to be found again.
Okay.
I promise to pay you its worth in gold over the course of my work.
No, I mean, I'm not really worried about the value. It's just, does it, look cool?
This is gorgeous.
Oh. Does it match my shirt?
Yes.
Okay. How big is it? No, I'm messing with you, man. I'll throw it. I'll throw it away. Is it cursed? Tell me it's cursed. Even if it's not cursed, I need you to tell me it's cursed.
It is likely to be cursed after this time.
Wink.
He just blinks.
Brooks. I'm sorry, Brooks. And he leaves. He finds Brooks. Among the treasure that I buried, there's a cursed ring. Cast it into the ocean or be cursed.
Okay.
Thank you. Hey, Victorious One.
Tell me
Thanks
more
for coming
shit.
in and thank you for the sub.
Brooks is like, you don't gotta tell me twice.
Curses?
Yeah, fuck this shit.
No more curses for me.
I mean, you guys both know.
All right.
I don't exist.
Alright, anyone else?
Just getting the boat ready.
I guess I would say, as he's approaching, sort of the shot I'm envisioning, right, is from the outside looking towards Brooks as he's looking out at the sea. And his eyes are kind of, it's like they're flickering gold, like they're trying, it's like a light bulb trying to turn on. It's like he's trying to see, but he isn't able to see anything and he's getting frustrated. And that's when he walks up and kind of takes him out of it. He's like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll throw the ring away, whatever. And looks back at the sea and just, in his usual brooding, just stares.
So, Kai, I believe you were nearest. You were praying near the skiff. Are you going to also get it ready to set sail?
Yeah, given that's what we need to do next, I think.
Sail. Row. To row.
I think Kai would do two things, and the first is go check in now on Rosamund and the powder deck. He assumed she was doing better than Wit was. She has a stronger will, and then after that, yeah, he can get the skiff ready.
So as you go down, the second deck has never looked better. You have stuff organized. All of the inventory's been updated. Everything's been maintained, repaired. She's done like 3 days of work in like the one afternoon, and you can see her sweating. Her hair is just like rolling down her face, like clinging to it. And she's sitting on leaning on this little tiny barrel of tobacco. Master Gunner, I took care of the second deck.
Holy shit. He walks back out and walks into the kitchen. Hey, Cordelia. Picks up ale. Walks back out. And he's just got the mug and plops it in front of her.
Oh, thank you, sir.
You did all 3 of our jobs.
Oh, well, Flint got shot and you saved everyone. Figured it was only right.
What's my read on her right now? How's she
Go,
feeling?
yeah, let's do a perception check on this.
23.
23? She needs some validation right now. Like, she's clearly doing this because she needs to be recognized. She needs someone to say, I see you, I see what you've done. Like, not unlike, like, she's a young woman, she's an adult, but, like, not unlike young adults do. I do. Like, sometimes you want some validation for your work, and clearly something is bugging her. You know she's called Red Rage Rosamund for a reason, despite her being very mild so far. You've seen she can absolutely blow up. You've had to break up spats between her and Flint before. It seems like she's channeled that rage into something productive here.
Kai's just kind of fidgeting for a moment. What do you think about taking over here for me?
Permission to speak freely, sir?
Yeah, of course.
What the fuck? Like, as Master Gunner?
Yeah, I think so.
Master Kai, I'm 19. I've been on a ship for 3 months.
Great job.
It looks like the Smith's cabin in here. I've been doing more of that charting and sailing thing recently. I kind of like it, you know. I figure I can help you out till we find another powder monkey to backfill you. But I think this is your deck now. I mean, I don't really have the authority to do that, so I gotta talk to some people. But I think I'm allowed to not do that.
I want to do good, Master Kai, but like I still blow up sometimes. I mean, you don't know who I was a couple months ago. I was a screw up. I mean, there's a reason I'm on this ship.
Yeah, me too.
If you think I can do it, I mean, I'll do the best damn job I can. But even if it doesn't work out, I want to say thank you. Because you can spend your whole life being told you're not shit. Just to be told one time that you are. That means something. Master Guy.
find myself drawn into more and more of these conversations where we're kind of talking about people's pasts. You know, by policy, I kind of don't do that. But if you want to talk, I'm here.
I beat the shit out of this guy. I mean, Halfling towns, there's nothing to do. All we do is drink and farm and garden and eat. And for some people, that's a paradise. I got restless. This guy was talking big. I went to his house and I beat him within an inch of his life. The guy was the alderman for the community. Halfling town or not, we were still residents of Whitehearth and still in Arlen jurisdiction, so I got the hell out. I tried to do brawls. When I was 18, I tried doing merc work for a little while and it just wasn't right. I ran in my first fight. I didn't swing a sword at a person. And I found myself in Stormport and this big blue asshole was taking all comers, so I signed up.
Oh, geez, I thought you were talking about me.
Enjoy the ambiance of the storm, I guess.
I don't know. You've done a fantastic job. Always. I mean, I think both of you were reliable, but strikes me as you keep this operation running. And thanks.
And despite the nickname, I am a better shot than him.
Yeah. It's true. You have got to tell me. I mean, I know. I doubt you plan to go back, but I am really fascinated to hear more about your hometown sometime. That is extremely interesting to me.
I mean, we got pumpkins. There's some goats. A lot of halflings.
Yeah, what's it look like there?
Little cottages on hills. Big, cute little overlands with little picket fences and cute outdoor gardens, little thatch roofs. Everyone's got fucking sheep in the yard, and there's people. It's like a little provincial nightmare, sir.
That sounds nice. I haven't seen a place like that yet.
I mean, if you're behind me, I wouldn't mind going back. I don't doubt the alderman would try anything with you there.
Yeah, all right. Check it out sometime. I gotta get the skiff ready.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I mean, Kai.
There you go. I was wondering when you drop the master. He holds out a hand to her. He completely wraps it.
Yeah,
and
completely wrapped around Rosamund. Shake the halfling.
Okay.
Hulk with the taco. Okay, and you go get
The
this.
taco
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not know this was minor character development today. Did you guys
always
like?
say
Did
you
you guys
want
like?
this.
I know. Did you all like this morning like wake up and be like, hey, what if we do like 3 scenes of Red Rage Rosamund?
Yeah, we
But you all coordinated outfits.
Yeah.
Who told him? Who told him?
We have a day.
I need to have a
day.
talk
we have a
with her
group
about
chat.
what
You're
it's
not
like.
in.
Yeah, it's like by the time
I'll get you
Kai gets back on deck, I probably have like the boat ready to go because I was trying to busy myself. So.
There you go.
Holy shit! I haven't done a thing today, and everyone's just, this is crazy.
Everyone's got some issues to work out, and manual labor is there to distract us.
The ship ain't broken, so I can just stand here and do nothing.
Cass is like, I see you figured it out. She's got her feet kicked up.
Oh gosh, Wesley, I was just about to help you do that. You already finished.
So, you can press your luck. You can get 1,000 feet closer and maybe brush the underside of this thing, or you can stay about 2,000 feet out and you can row that. It's not exactly as dangerous as open ocean because there's not big waves right here. You're on the outskirts of this island, and it's pretty much a straight shot until you start reaching the ring of that whirlpool, essentially.
I quickly gaze out over the water, looking for tentacles and fins.
Perception.
17.
No.
We're good.
There are jagged rocks that are quite easily noticeable, maybe not as easily avoidable, and you know that you're going to need someone powerful on the rowing. Because 2 of you got to row, and then some other people got to be in the boat. Okay? And y'all are going to be loaded into this thing. So with the whirlpool going that's draining the smaller islands, it's going to be a difficult steering. If you hit the rocks, you're going to have to swim about 500 feet to shore.
I'm ready to row.
I'm ready to row.
I'd much rather risk the small boat than the
Yeah,
big
if
boat.
we
Yeah.
sink and die, there's at least another team of capable individuals to come out.
And Wesley can hold his breath for so long.
He could-
I feel very safe.
Yeah.
I can drag one of you to shore. Let's see who it's gonna be.
Well, before we get into the thick of it, and she'll pull out and hand you guys healing potions that she finally managed to craft.
Cool.
Yay.
Bless.
All of us?
Yep, you all get one.
Minor?
Ooh,
Minor.
I might hit that.
Thanks, Cordelia.
Thanks.
And these don't like expire. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Mine's stale.
It's it has a
Well, I wasn't sure if it was like an actual potion or like a
It's like
feature.
Kool-Aid
You know?
in the sun.
it has a
too.
best by date, but not a
No,
use
my
by date.
healing potions have an expiration.
All right. Me on this fucking boat.
Alright, so you guys are on the skiff. Let me just I have it right here. Just for, I'm going to show Chet real quick. Just so you guys can see. They in the boat.
Oh,
Okay.
it does specify
Oh,
this,
it's
right?
so cute.
Alright.
And it's red.
Yeah. Healing
This
potions.
looks
I always
correct.
thought of them as like this color.
Put you right here.
This is for me.
Alright,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're good.
so why don't we go ahead and have, who's on the oars?
Me and whoever
I'll
else is good
row.
at athletics or
You too?
sailing.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and let's roll athletics to go ahead and navigate.
I would like to try to guide them through the water
Okay?
because that's kind of my thing.
How so? You would be, I guess, from the back, you navigate.
Yeah, I know. I'm up front, watching for patterns in the waves, and
Oh. I don't know why I did that. I didn't actually have to move everyone. Okay, go ahead.
just calling out directions to turn the ship.
Okay.
Trying to figure out if this is worth.
So what is that going to
something.
grant them?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is like I have a good bonus, but I don't know if I need to.
I guess you could give them both fortune on this first navigation check with you doing that.
I'd
Sure.
love that.
I'd love that too. Oh,
Natural 20.
Okay.
it's only one better.
I got a natural 20 for a 32.
Natural 20 for a 32.
Yeah, 19.
Okay.
I rolled a
You very much
Expert guidance.
get into the whirlpool, and now you're within the first 500 feet go fine.
Nice.
All right. You actually, with that, I'm going to give you an extra 200 feet, and you go through the first wave of rocks and get into the whirlpool proper. So it's beginning to spin. You can see the island draining in front of you.
Seeing Wesley have a bit of a rougher time with it, she's going to cast guidance on him.
Okay.
Palms are sweaty.
Knees weak. Arms are heavy.
As you
Just a
guys-
straight one.
+1, yeah.
As you guys hit the 300 foot mark, there's another wave of rocks and giant jagged stones in the water. And from behind them, it's like music starts to rise out of the air. And it's haunting, and it echoes out over the waves, and it joins in off the rocks, reverberating, and it sucks you in. I need a will save from the entire party. real
I don't
quick.
like that, but I
I'll
do
definitely
like
need
it.
my earplugs.
Quick question.
Hero point.
Is this considered a mental effect that's attempting to control me?
It is
Absolutely, exactly.
absolutely exactly
Cool,
that.
because I have a circumstance.
It is
for
not.
this.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Okay.
Is it a divine?
it is not divine.
Okay.
Auditory, concentrate, enchantment, and
We're gonna hero
incapacitation,
point
mental,
that.
primal.
Ooh,
Yeah.
incapacitation.
I'm gonna use a hero point.
Alright, go ahead.
Well, it would have to be level 2 in order for us to be good against it.
So as the music reverberates across the water, the ripples sort of tuning into your mind this beautiful, haunting, melodic flow. Ernie,
19.
fail.
26.
Pass.
20.
Fail.
Reaction. The mask flashes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it again.
Well, now I'm worried. Sounds very powerful.
Okay, a lot.
A
Like
lot?
29.
That's a pass. Not a crit
22.
pass. 22. Pass.
21.
Pass.
Okay, so 21.
Wesley, you fail. No,
No,
sorry.
No, it was
Ernie failed.
Ernie.
Ernie,
26.
Yeah.
your goal, no matter what, is you want to get to the cluster of rocks right there at the 300-foot mark. You will do whatever that.
Hey, y'all take us over to where that singing's coming from.
So, as this singing is coming, Ernie begins to fight with the party a little
Now,
bit.
right now, I just said, y'all go over there.
Ernie, you have a hero point.
Steer us over there.
Do we realize that that was some effect trying to...
Yes, and everyone that passed, you are now immune for 24 hours.
So we know this is a controlling effect.
Yes.
So...
All right.
I look at Wesley just like...
Okay, so as you're doing that, you can see the large birds that I described earlier. You see two of them begin to make a dive bomb for the island. Sorry, not from the island to the boat. I need everyone to roll initiative.
I will, as Ernie is telling us to go to the cluster of rock singing, and I look at Wesley, and I shake my head like we're not doing that, his eyes flash gold, and he looks straight up at the birds coming in, and he's going to cast a Call to Arms.
Okay.
So everyone gets +2 to their initiative roll and gains 3 temporary HP.
I'm not going to turn the battle cam on yet because
We're not there yet.
you guys are not
proceed.
there yet. You guys are 300 feet away from the island within this labyrinth of jagged rock. So what I'm going to say now, actually, I will turn. I lied. I will turn it on just so that the audience has something to look at here. This jagged rock right here is not the front of the battle map. This is where you are right now. You need to navigate past this labyrinth to get to the actual island.
Okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
For my initiative, I would like to roll deception because I'm trying to prove to my teammates that I'm totally chill right
I would
now.
totally take that. I'll take it. All right, the music might be a little loud, so I'm just gonna. Yeah. All right, let's hear it.
Can I roll athletics for my
Yes, since
initiative,
we're
'cause I'm
rowing.
rowing?
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's the case.
You can use athletics too, but just
Yeah.
use the same roll that you just rolled.
Yeah.
In Pathfinder 2e, anything can be initiative. It's whatever situation you find yourself in. You can use your stealth for initiative. It's usually perception, unless you can make a good argument for a different skill. You can even use intimidation or diplomacy to roll your initiative. It's a really cool little fun feature of the system. Let's go
We're still on
35.
the boat, yeah.
30. You're all in the skiff.
Sailing lure?
Sailing lore
If
for
you were
initiative.
rowing.
You're rowing, not sailing.
I'm giving direction.
I'll take it. I'll
Okay.
take that. Sure. Absolutely. All right. 35 to 30 for
33.
initiative. 33 for Wesley. Son of a bitch. All right.
Damn.
Then me. 30 to 25.
29.
26.
Whoa. I had 25 and thought I'd be higher.
Leah, Kai, Ernie, and then Brooks.
I only got a 23.
Wow, 23 is the last initiative.
Wow.
Welcome to Pathfinder, boys and girls. So, Wesley,
go
you have
fast.
initiative as you see these birds dive bombing. Still a little too far away to really make out what they are. Just see big birds. They look like they're about, well, against the sun, it looks like you can use a perception check, but they're still a little bit out. I know human beings can see easily 300 feet, like it's not a difficult sight, but I think against the sun and the way they're silhouetted, it's kind of hard to make out that you would need a perception check.
How many actions is it to row?
Or
Or would I have to, like... I don't even know how that would work in encounter form.
so
Because, like, it takes two of us to row. Would I have to, like, delay the action?
basically you would have to succeed and he would have to succeed to move the ship forward, I think.
So basically if I rowed and then he rowed.
Yeah. Maybe?
Just a quick question. Does having a critical success on that roll mean anything? The mind control?
No.
Okay.
If you succeed at all, let me see. If you succeed at all, success, you're unaffected. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Because I do have
There's no crit success abilities.
Because I have a feature, if something tries to mentally control me and I succeed, I critically succeed instead.
Okay.
Which is good to know.
That's really good to know, but yeah, it's not really effective here. Propulsion, let's just say road. These vehicles are propelled by the power of rowing creatures. The creatures rowing the vehicle only act as part of the vehicle's action, and their movement as part of those actions triggers reactions. So you guys are piloting the vehicle. You guys are the vehicle's initiative, essentially. So unless you want to stop rowing, you don't really get your own turn. It's the boat's turn.
That's right. Vehicles, they can kind of like, they can't stop, they like coast and then they lose their momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So is it, I guess, spend one action to row?
Okay.
Using athletics.
In encounter mode, a vehicle moves on its pilot's turn. The pilot must use their actions to control it. A vehicle can only take part in one move action each round.
Alright, so if I move, he can't do it the same.
Correct.
Alright, well I'm gonna
go ahead and say that because it's just you're both rowing. I'll let you use.
Like basically when I do it, like it's in tandem. Like I don't know how.
It's fine. It's fine. You can just move it. And I think you just use the move speed. I'm not gonna make you roll anything.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just go.
Alright, so I'll use one action to.
Yep,
do
one
that.
action for move action. So how much are you gonna move in?
I mean, how much I can safely do it. I don't want to do like the double speed one or the triple speed.
Okay,
Just
so
the
you have
road.
your vehicle statistics for how far you can go.
I just don't have those pulled up. I don't have the.
Okay, so
this
right
one
now
on
the
this.
skiff can move. The skiff can move 20 feet per round. All right,
How much?
20 feet
20?
per round. So
Okay,
to
so
navigate, I'll say this: navigate the rocks and get out of the danger zone, you're gonna have to go about, let's call it 60 feet. So you basically have 3 turns to navigate through these jagged rocks that you're going through. So why don't you just go ahead and roll your athletics to try and navigate,
Okay, well that's
or anything else you want to try and use to navigate survival.
24.
Huh?
24.
24? Yeah, you make it through the first little bunch of them, turning around this jagged spine. So you see Wesley take the oar and push off of one of the rocks and turn around the edge, avoiding one that would clip on the bottom of the ship. Okay, that's one action.
How close are the flying things?
The flying things are about 120 feet away.
120 feet. That's
Mm-hmm.
just one penalty. So I'll call out. It's like something seems wrong with Ernie, and like attach my head, like pull off like the tiny little crossbow, and I'll fire a bolt at one of the flying things, which seem to be trying to manipulate us.
Okay.
This is outside of increment. I believe it's a -2 penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of 13, it's plus 11. That's probably not going to hit. It's only an 18.
18 does not hit.
Okay.
So whatever it is, drops down, lets the bolt fly past it, and then doubles speed and starts aiming straight for the skiff. Whoever it is seems to have some sort of predatory instinct.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. That's going to bring us to the birds. So as they get closer,
The
you can
birds.
see their forms. This horrible, ugly, scowling visage of this haggard woman's face, a long tongue and sharp teeth, this loose hanging skin down to these feathery talons,
Nice.
long legs that turn into these grip-like claws, and 2 molting, almost like sparrows' wings coming out of the back as a pair of harpies begin to descend upon the boat.
Foul harpy.
So the harpy's going to move in. They're each, since they're 120 feet away, they are both going to move twice. So they both are going to use action. Bird! Action to move, action to move, action to move, action to move. They both get above the boat. Neither of them land. Instead, in tandem, they drop some of the things they were holding in their bottom talons. You watch as one giant clump of what looks like rotted mud, half-digested carcass, and this like bileless pack of dirt fall down. It's going to go ahead and drop this mud bomb onto the party.
It is a bomb.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll for who it's going to hit or shoot for, and it's going to be Kai in the front. So Kai. Ooh, it misses the boat completely. I cannot hit on that. And it just sinks into the water and misses. They're now floating above. I'd say they're about 30 feet above the actual boat, hovering because it uses action. The other one drops the other bomb on top of
Within 30 feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, anymore. Wesley?
AC 22.
Oh, 22 you said?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that is going to be 30 against your AC. Alright, so this one drops what looks like a mishmash of scrapped metal together, like old pieces of junk that's clumped together in this like sickening, like, you know how like the owls have like a pellet or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they puke stuff up and like put shards of metal into it and drops a junk bomb onto you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to do 2d8 slashing damage to you.
Jump bomb.
Oh, 15 slashing.
Ouch.
You're now bleeding. You have persistent bleed damage. And everyone is, I think everyone's within the splash range. Let's just say
Oh.
everyone but Kai is in the splash range of that. Actually, it would just be Cordelia. No, it would be Brooks and Ernie if it's a splash like that. So Brooks and Ernie, you each take 3 slashing as shards of shrapnel burst out of the bomb
Hey,
and
the
like
temporary
slice into
HP.
you.
Does taking damage affect my status at all?
Nope, not from that one because that's not the one that has you charmed.
Cool.
Well, actually, let me check real quick. The creature's fascinated. It must, if a captive creature is adjacent to the heartbeat, it stays still if attacked by the heartbeat. No, this is not the one that has charmed you. So if you hate these birds, the one that has charmed you
Cool.
is still behind
What
the
rocks am I trying to get to?
You are trying to get
Those?
to this cluster right here.
That one. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Just checking.
All right. It's going to use its action to extend. Oh, come to me. And it wants you to continue. Then it's going to peek out from behind the rock, and you guys can see the third harpy. This haggard-looking old woman with this drooping skin and this long tongue with teeth like rotted and fallen out. Callous, evil look in its eyes as it peeks from over the rocks and sings this beautiful song. It takes this little rock, and Alyciana will hinder the attack, giving it misfortune.
Convenient.
Nice. Making it. I mean, it was only that makes it 20 versus AC.
To Kai?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay, it was a 27.
That would have hit.
Okay, so
Thank
there you
you.
go. The hinder foe. Some scream of fate as it sings. This like throwing club just hits off the side of the boat and falls down, and it, like Smeagol, descends beneath the rocks, continuing its song. That's it for the enemies. All right, let's go to Cordelia.
The one nearest to me.
They're both 30 feet above you. Imagine them there.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go for this one.
Okay.
The one that tried to drop stuff pretty dang close to me.
Heartbeat B.
And I need it to go ahead and make a will saving throw.
I can make this bigger for chat.
Harpeeb.
As she reaches out her hand to it, and a dark cloud kind of coalesces around its head.
Okay. You said I need to make a save?
Will save.
Natural 15.
Probably.
27.
That is a success. Which means it's just going to take the mental damage. It's not going to be stunned.
Got it.
As I cast Daze,
Okay.
which is D4. Oh no, it just does 4 damage. Sweet.
Okay.
Is it not heightened yet?
It says heightened +2. I think I only have
So
heightened
do you have
+1.
Do you have third level spells?
I do.
Alright, then it is heightened.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
so then it takes an additional 4 damage.
Got it.
Mental damage. If that matters. And then she's going to turn, and her seafoam green eye flashes and starts kind of twisting as she casts Evil Eye on the other one.
Okay.
And I need it to make another will save.
This is on Harpy A now, the one over here?
Yeah.
Okay. That one rolled a 17. I believe that's a fail for you.
That is a fail.
Okay.
So it is frightened 1.
Okay.
It cannot be reduced as long as.
As long as I'm,
sight.
as long as I can see it.
I like it. The evil eye is upon it and it flashes out, and you can see this sort of shiver go over this ferocious sort of creature's body. The whole studio is shaking right now. All right.
I'm shaking.
I'm shaking. All right.
Cool.
That's gonna bring us to Kai.
So you said Harpy 3 is, or Harpy C is behind cover?
Harpy C is behind these rocks.
Oh, you said the magic words.
Oh no.
Stars guide my shot.
Yes.
I want this one. Alright, so I ignore concealment, reduce its cover by 1 degree.
Okay. So we consider we have
Oh,
cover.
no, sir. Roll, spending that last hero point. I spent them all real quick here.
Mr. I don't spend.
Yeah.
Shh. Nobody asked to quiet you. There we go. So
it
that is
has-
a 29 to hit.
29 to hit.
29 to hit.
Even with its standard cover, which it was greater cover, now it's standard. Oh boy. Sorry, I'm pulling up the Harpy right here. 29 definitely hits. Yes.
All right. Then that's gonna go ahead and do the 6 points of piercing damage, and afterwards there's.
Striking.
Yeah, does that do it even on not a crit? I thought striking was for crits.
No, it's all
Oh.
damage.
Add another 3 to that, so that's a total of 9 piercing damage.
Got it.
Thank you.
She didn't care for that.
And there is now a trail hanging in the air, and if anyone else would like to make an attack against it this turn, it will not have concealment nor cover for your hits.
Any cover, like whatsoever.
No, they get the reduction that I got.
Okay, so
one
a
lower.
greater cover is
One
now
lower.
standard
Yep.
cover. I love it. Okay, that's really good. Anything else for Kai? Ernie.
Yeah, because that's only 1 action. So yeah.
Come see mom.
I-
Come
I-
see mom.
No,
I
he's-
do.
he's got-
Yeah, no, that was only 1 action.
Oh,
I got
shit.
more.
Okay, my bad.
I got more, my dude.
Okay.
Oh, then shoot it.
It's a one action spell.
It's a focus spell.
Yeah, it's a focus spell.
Nice.
Yeah. Wouldn't have great time to reload, so I'm gonna activate the other. I'm gonna activate the ability of my gun, and I'm gonna hit it with lightning.
Okay. You know what happens to a harpy when it gets struck by lightning?
Ooh, maybe not, because I got the multiple attack bonus. So that's gonna be 5.
We call those penalties.
14.
14? No, you're looking for
14.
22 is that's AC.
15.
The barrel of your white Giselle just like sparks out as the lightning bolt cracks against the rocks and sparks and burns a char mark across the front of the rocks. But you can hear the harpy screech behind the rock, but you do not manage to damage it in any way.
Sag. Okay.
Yeah. And
That's my turn.
okay, let's go ahead to Ernie then.
Guys, I am the quartermaster of this ship, and I gave a pretty clear fucking order. Take me to those rocks over there, or I'm going to have to relieve you of your post. He says, pulling a dagger out.
Yeah.
Oh, permanently.
and then I would say that you are compelled.
Oh, I'm not done.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So then I reach into my backpack and I pull out a grappling hook,
Yes.
and I'm going to throw it at the rocks.
Okay.
This is a secret roll.
Go ahead and roll.
It's a secret roll on how much it
Because
sticks.
on a critical fail, it seems secure.
Natural 20.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's not very secret, but you fucking hooked it.
So then I take...
it's like
He
you know
could
that
be lying.
part, it like rolls around and like tucks itself in and rolls a sailor's knot around itself.
So then I take the rope end and the little metal circle that's on the side of the skiff. I start pulling it through, and like I am anchoring, and I'm like reeling the boat towards the rocks.
The boat is now at a full dead stop, adjacent to the rocks with a harpy.
I'm like,
Yeah, I mean this thing's not going anywhere, and that thing is secure on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's, I'm guessing,
2 actions?
2 actions.
Once you're next to Mama, you just sit there.
It's 2 actions to ready an action, right?
Um,
Well, we're already kind of over here. I guess my 3rd action will be I hop out of the boat onto the rocks.
okay. And now
If I can make it.
you just stand there, kind of happy.
yes, it is 2 actions to ready 1 action.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. Thank you, Ernie. Brooks. Y'all are now tied up adjacent to the rocks, and as you pulled in, I'm going to say actually whoever.
So like, also the rope is hooked to the rocks, run through the boat, and I hopped off with the other end of the
and
rope.
I have to tell you that pulling into these jagged rocks, it's not just like you parked up next to them. It's on top of some rocks, some pierce in, and we're going to take who's keeping track of the skiff's HP.
I don't have the stats on me.
It's 11 points of damage.
It does have a hardness.
It has a hardness of 5, so it takes 6 points of damage. That brings it down to, it has 24 HP total, so it's at 18 HP left. It becomes broken at 8 HP.
Okay.
Alright? So that's where you're at right now.
So,
Y'all in trouble.
the skiff already moved, so I can't move it again.
No.
Correct? Okay.
Now, I'm willing to bend the rules in this one because if you get it, it's not currently in motion, so like you can start a new motion to it, but you are anchored to this jagged rock right now. Like you are anchored to it.
Not be anchored.
I'm gonna try and... Because if we're just stuck on this rock, we're gonna... Is the boat, like, wedged so it's not moving at all? Like, it's not gonna be, like,
Or is it, like,
tossed around?
It's
Or...
slammed
okay.
into
Imagine if you will.
I wanna take more
you
damage.
rolled up to a big rock that's like spiking up out of the ground, and there's a bunch of little rocks that like are surrounding it, like little capstones. And you rolled up on those. One of them pierced it, and now you're like at an angle on this rock, like this sort of like boulder with jagged spikes coming out of it.
Plus,
You're stuck up in
the boat's strung on a rope,
Yeah.
both ends of which are on the island.
Ernie played charm character very good.
That does change what I was going to do. So I think that Brooks is going to... The third harpy is on this rock?
It's behind the rock, and it's got this glowing sort of aura from the shooting stars all around it.
Okay. Brooks is going to jump off the skiff too onto that rock.
Move action 1. All right, and that's about all that can occupy that rock safely is you and Ernie.
And then I want to sticky stab.
Okay, go for it.
It's dinner time as I'm jumping off the boat.
It's dinner time! So you jump forward, and the silver fork in your hand crackles with the energy, and then ching, explodes into this 3-pronged trident as the fighter fork comes out.
Ah.
Oh, is that? No, never mind.
That wasn't great. 18?
18 does not hit. So you ching, the trident like pings against the side of the rocks and chips off a piece of the spikes.
What are you doing?
I'm going to do it again.
Okay.
Probably the same number. Plus...
That's exactly the same number.
That's the same number, yeah. 18.
Okay. It doesn't hit again. So this time, as you sweep up and try and hit her, she like flaps up and does that reactionary like flying away thing and backs up away from you. No wound for you. Sorry.
So he's just like stabbing at the bird and just like looks at Ernie like...
Yeah. All right. That's going to bring us to... That was Brooks' turn. That's going to bring us to Wesley at the top. Your new situation.
So we're already nestled on this rock.
Y'all pretty nestled.
Can I do a quick jump on top of the rock?
You have to knock over Ernie or Brooks.
Later, bitch!
I would let you roll an acrobatics, a reflex save to try and...
It's an athletics for jumping.
I know that, but you're trying to balance on top of the rock with 3 people. I know you're jumping up there.
Balance is...
You're going to pass that part. I'm talking about balancing up there with whenever I said there's no space left. That's what I mean. Because essentially, like imagine like a little pointy spire, you'd be like bouncing on top of that.
Okay, they're both already.
Yeah, they're all occupied. There's not a lot of space left.
In that case... Yeah, screw it. Yeah, I'll try and do that and just do a balance check at
You're gonna
the end of it.
I'm going to let you go ahead and just roll a reflex save to stay on top of this one pointy rock.
Oh, slippery rocks. Roll the exact same number. 18.
It's not enough. So you jump and you balance, but even as like acrobatic as you are, you manage to slip, and now Wesley is in the water over here.
He'll be fine.
2 actions left?
Yeah. Am I adjacent to the bird lady?
She's up, so you'd have to like...
up. Okay, that's
I said you have to spend one more action to climb up on the rock and like swing up at her. Because she's like hanging on the side of the rock. So you can do a stride / climb.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do a climb, but instead of like a slash or anything, I'm going to try and grab and pull her off the rock.
Ooh, okay. Is that her save versus you? Or you
It's
versus her?
me versus if this is going to be...
Her fort DC, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Not reflex DC, fort
No,
DC.
it should be, because it should be either a grapple or a shove.
Yoink.
1d3?
Just like, and you like the cartoon feathers left in the air, so you pull her down, and now you have this like 4 foot tall woman looking at you, just like in a rage, just flapping around.
Let her go and fall into the water, because I figured she wouldn't be able to fly with
y'all
flat wings.
Y'all are both in the water, plunged into the water right now. I'll take her. No, I won't take her off the stand. It's glued on there. Okay, that's one of the ones that don't detach.
Okay.
All right, great.
Nice.
The harpy's turn.
Oh, I'm also bleeding. How much is that?
Yeah, it's 2 damage, so you can roll for your flat check to see if it stops.
It does. I rolled a 19.
Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and take your 2 damage, and then it stops. 3 actions. Both these two are going to stride. They go back to this island. Ooh, look at that pan. They go down to this little guy right here. Their third action is to interact to pick up an item from their nest. Wait, a little bit farther. There we go. So they fly over to that nest and they pick up an item. All right. The third one, however, is right next to Wesley.
Mm-hmm.
In the water, it is going to go ahead and it's just going to try and strike at you first with its club, swinging across your. Oh, it uses club, so it's first going to use its talons to try and slice at you. As it's in the water, going to try and strike into your chest, striking at
This
you.
is a slashing attack?
Yes.
So it has a -2 penalty because we're in the water?
Yes, exactly.
Oh no, the harpy took underwater marauder.
So it rolled a natural 3, so -2 is 1, but then plus 15 is only a 16 that does not hit you.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes to strike at you, and you're just too agile. You're like holding at its feet, and then. Anyway.
You said it was a natural 2 or natural
No, it
3?
was a natural 3, but it had -2, so it was a 16 total.
Yeah, no. That's
So it's not a crit fail, I don't think.
No.
All right, it's
Close.
going to, as you're sort of wrestling with it, it's going to take its claws from its hands, and you are like grappling with its
Mm-hmm.
feet, and it's going to try and scratch you across the face, not knowing that you're a prince. All right, so 14
Still got the
with a
-2
penalty, and then plus 11, 25 for that one.
Ooh, that does hit.
Okay,
It
25.
rolled very well.
Ooh, 15 points of slashing as it
These things are
strikes.
strong.
Yeah. It's not an easy encounter, y'all. You could die here in the boat. If the boat sinks, you're all in the water against these things. All right. It has 1 action left. I think it just wants to try and get away from you. It's going to try and fly up out of the water. Wet wings, they don't work on a lot of creatures, but some birds can dive very, very well. It doesn't seem to have affected it, but it does have to stride back up. It's going to fly about 40 feet up out of the water to break the out of the water. All right, Cordelia, you're up. Kai, you're on deck.
All right. Gonna sustain Evil Eye on the one.
Okay, Evil Eye is sustained. You can definitely still see it from this angle.
And then now that this is up above the rock, she's gonna use telekinetic projectile to send one of her knives up at it.
Okay. This one right here. See?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I'll put that because I don't think that hits. 19.
19 does not hit. The butcher's knife flies out. It just flies into the ocean and just out of the way. It does not strike into the harpy. It flies through it.
Cool. Then
All
that's
right.
it for me.
Okay. Kai.
Can you? I need the stick. How far away am I? How far away are those?
I don't have the
are those
stick.
things?
Let me count.
Sacrilege.
90 feet. Is that your first ranging?
The
movement, right?
ranger, exactly.
Okay, so no penalty for you. Yeah.
Can I see what they're picking up?
You can spend a perception check to see. If you want to spend an action.
Can I afford that
Nope.
action?
Do you have to reload?
Yes. That's what I'm wondering if I can afford the action.
If you only attack once.
Hold on, I gotta check and see what this weapon does. 1 second. I'll make it fast.
Be fast, be fast, be fast.
I do not have the action economy for that. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
So there's a very danger harpy right above us.
Yeah.
And I will reload. And then let's do a little spell strike here.
Okay. I'm assuming it's shock and grasp.
Okay. I rolled a 19.
So you rolled a 19.
And I increased that by 14. So Yeah.
Crit.
There you go. Woo!
There we are. That's a
Woo!
crit.
We love those.
Let's do the crits.
All right, and then oh my goodness, hold on. The weapon's deadly, so this is about to get big.
It's about to get deadly.
Do they have to make a save against this spell?
No,
Oh, no, it's a touch attack.
this is an attack spell, so it does not work that way.
But did you do Shocking Grasp?
Yeah, I did do Shocking
Oh,
Grasp,
God.
but only the lower level version. One second.
Critted as well.
Okay, so the target does need to make a fort save.
Okay.
Because it's...
Oh, natural 2. 11?
It's stunned.
Stunned 1.
Yeah, it's stunned 1. If it's... We'll see how...
Oh, because it's a crit
Okay,
on a
roll
gun.
your damage while I describe this, okay? Because you're doing a lot of math and I don't want
Yeah,
the narrative to stop.
okay,
us.
okay.
Alright, so Kyle, you line up the shot and you're looking at those and you're like, I need to deal with a more immediate threat. And you turn and you can see Kai's hands glow for a second as the electricity pours out of him into the barrel of his gun and the electricity spirals around it and then actually launches the bullet itself. As the bullet pierces into the harpy, you can see the lightning just begin electrocuting it in midair.
She is wet.
And then the bullet pierces on the
D12
other
increases
side
to
of it.
an additional D12 damage. Then I get the D12 for the crit, and then here's the strike.
Mathfinder.
There we go, yeah.
Roll.
Alright, this is just the piercing damage, by the way. So... 17 piercing.
17 piercing, we love
Is that
it.
right? That looks right. And then I gotta roll the other stuff. The Shocking Grasp, which also gets doubled.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Special dice you bought just for
12,
Shocking Grasp.
14.
You're rolling the correct number, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Ethan, these are
Yeah.
both the
Yeah, for a crit, yeah.
Yeah, for a crit, I
Instead of
doubled.
doubling it, he rolls twice. He just rolled
that's
an 11 and a 12 on.
And another one, so I should just roll 2 12. So 24 plus 14.
36?
So 36 shocking on top of that.
Oh, okay, so this one, crispy fried, just drops down and like floats on the surface of the water, just like,
Is it dead or is
It's
it?
not dead.
Okay,
it's-
that's the stun.
It's stunned.
It's stunned.
How far away from it is me?
10 feet.
I use my reaction to jump after it. Mama!
Okay. You jump on top of her. So she is like
Now
bleeding
she's
out and
counting.
stuff, like pulsating. She is on death's door in the highest degree, but not quite dead. If
Don't suppose
some-
she has any metal equipment, huh?
Kill.
Yeah.
This-
Yeah. Harpy wings. We had wings for pre-stream meal
Wingy.
today too, so how appropriate.
Wait, where?
All right.
That's my turn.
That was great. Ernie, you're up.
I'm right next to it.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
still charmed by this thing.
Well, here's the thing.
Can't-
Mama didn't extend, so actually it's over now.
Oh, good, because I was about to be eating a healing potion.
Yeah. No. You're like suddenly this beautiful, like it was like a beautiful woman that was like dying that Kai shot. You could see her soft skin and her hair floating. And as you look, it's like
It's the haggle.
yeah. Suddenly you come to your senses.
Still hot.
Guys, I think it bought it, and I stab.
You can go for it.
Natural 20 for 30,
Tell me how she's finished
34.
off.
I
Tell
just
me.
like.
And she is expired. Like you're not actually sure if she's dead because she's still twitching from the shocking grasp. She's dead.
Way to go, team.
You're now in ocean and you can feel yourself begin to get pulled. The whirlpool is in full effect. Being in this water is dangerous. Yeah.
I
Let me pull up a swim check rule.
am still holding the rope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to seeing the other two harpies in the distance. I'm going to spend my second action to dive underneath the water, still holding the rope, and stealth underneath the waves, holding my breath.
You roll. That brings us to Brooks.
2.
I was rolling my initiative. I was like, you're Ernie, so next is Brooks.
Your turn more.
Maybe chat can keep track of initiative for me. Then I wouldn't have to do this.
Is Wesley like visible? Like, can I see him?
I'm on the
Wesley
other side
is
of the rock.
not visible. No.
Okay.
You know I'm over there.
You
'cause
definitely
I
saw
jumped
the
over
bird
the
get-
rock, and then you saw me.
Okay. I'm
a cat
going
reaching out from
to.
under the bed. Just.
I thought I took this track off of repeat. It just keeps playing. It's fine. I like this track. If it was still dinner time, it's very crispy.
I'm going to. I feel like I should attack those harpies.
They are 80 feet from you.
Doesn't matter. I have the one thing that I can do that is very long range.
120 feet.
Yeah, 120 feet. But I feel like I want to help Wesley.
Just reach over there and grab him.
How tall is this rock from the water?
I would say it juts up like 15 feet or so. It's a big rock. Big rock.
Okay. I'm going to. Actually, he's probably fine. He can handle himself. I'm gonna cast. Okay, so
It's Wesley.
it's Wesley.
Never know.
So Brooks is going to like lean over the edge and see Wesley down there, and then see Ernie attached to a rope. He's fine too. He's going to reach out a hand, and a spectral Brooks appears from behind him and dives the island.
I just cannot believe that I own literal transparent spectral minis and I have not brought one out yet. Like, I know
That'd be
what your
helpful.
spiritual weapon looks like. So we're going to use a placeholder for right now. We're going to use this little dice of your spectral weapon. Where you want it? Right next to this one?
Yeah.
That's the one that has the
going to
evil eye on it.
Strike it.
So it has
Okay.
impaired defenses because it's scared.
Oh, yeah.
Skilled
It's
boy.
24.
24 does hit.
Oh, 25.
25, yeah.
Butterfree. That does 10 damage.
10 damages.
That's 2 actions.
First blood.
For my third, I'm going to. I guess I'll move to be in a position to aid Wesley if he's climbing out.
Okay, so you're just going to stride.
Yeah, I'll stride the 5 feet, whatever, to the other side of the
You
rock.
get to the other side of the rocks and get towards Wesley. Okay, I'll take that.
Because aid is a reaction, right?
Google's rules.
It should say under
Rule
action.
master! Alright, next up is going to be Wesley. You're up.
Okay.
So he's like
Yeah.
extending an arm
I
down.
don't know
Yeah, it's
how accurate the distances are, but would it be closer to swim to shore or to the boat?
Boat, 100% the shore. This is not. Oh, again,
Yeah.
like a disclaimer. You guys are 250 feet away from the shore. Yeah. So if the boat goes down, y'all are swimming in the whirlpool.
Alright, then yeah, boat.
And they're on the island.
They're on the island.
So there's no way in hell.
I'm so sorry, not 250 feet. I'm so sorry. 120 feet from there. 120 feet, because that's
Okay.
how far they flew.
Okay.
You guys moved that first area with the first chat.
Right, then
That's
I'll
right.
attempt to swim back to
Yeah.
the boat.
120.
So it's athletics check because
Mhm.
it's difficult water.
But
Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad
outside
for
my
you.
range.
29.
Oh yeah, you make it back in there. You want in the boat?
Yeah. I guess Ernie's attached to the rope, so he's gonna bring it back. So I guess like part of my move, I'll just like sit down, pop off one of my leaves, and eat it.
You got it. So you like
Catch
stroke
my
the
breath
water.
'cause I'm like,
whoop, leapfrog into the boat, and then eat a little.
Where'd he go?
Oh.
low rolls.
All right.
Like,
Is that it for you?
Yep.
Hey, it's the harpy's turn. So they're gonna return to the fray, and you hear them absolutely shriek, "Sister!" And they're going to fly over the boat once more, ignoring
that
those
movie.
that are in the water, because one's stealth and one is in the water. And they are going to choose their targets randomly as they drop the 2 other bombs that they picked up from their nest. So one is going to be Kai. This one's coming right for you, Kai, as they drop a second mud bomb.
Is that the one that's frightened?
This is the one that's frightened, so we're going to take it off of that. And then it's going to be +1, so 8, +1, 9, +12 is 21.
That misses.
Okay, so as it's coming for you and it's about to throw the bomb, you can see it quiver and you can see just Cordelia's eyes just like flashing, and it kind of shivers and it drops the bomb into the water and it plummets down. The second one swoops up behind and it's going to roll for its target,
It's one of those she snaps her head to it.
and it goes for
Unnatural angle.
Yeah.
goes for Cordelia, and it's going to drop the second junk bomb as it drops this giant mud bomb that has all this shrapnel and stuff
I'm sure
tied
it'll be
up.
fine.
Natural 19.
Oh no.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
And then it's going to be a 32.
Can bombs crit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, can bombs crit?
I know they
It's a
don't.
strike, right?
I know they don't get any like strength or anything added to them. Like they don't get modifiers.
Mhm.
Every time something hits me, it crits. I love it.
Hang on, I'm googling this rule right now because I don't know if alchemical bombs can. Direct damage is
Goodness.
doubled as normal.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
But I don't think it affects the splash.
No, the splash damage will be the same. So the direct hit, this junk bomb, the mud just splits, and you see it's just an entire axe head that just slices and hits you on the head.
That's not subtle at all.
Like, and then out of that, these like old rusted needles just like fly out into the splash damage. I rolled almost minimum damage, so you take 6 points of slashing. That was the crit. I rolled for you. I rolled a 7 and 8. For her, I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Now you have a new hat.
Cordelia, you have a hero point. Everyone else, you're gonna
Thanks,
take.
chat.
You're gonna take 2 slashing damage from splash, and you're bleeding from the slash in your head.
Yeah, I would imagine.
rolled literally next to minimum damage. You got lucky there.
Does
you
that
have a
hit
hero
me as
point
well?
from chat.
I think everyone in the boat, yeah.
All right, this track is too quiet, so we're gonna go back to this one.
No, there's no way it hits you. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, y'all are fine. Just the people in the boat. I'm sorry, should have made that more clear. Hey Cordelia, it's your turn now. The 2 harpies are floating about 30 feet above you, just like having dropped their bombs. They seem to have no more bombs left.
Yeah, so the one that hit me,
You remove that track from the playlist.
she kind of glances up, and through the blood, her eyes darken. And I need it to go ahead and make a fortitude saving throw.
Fortitude.
This one that hit you,
Yep, the one that hit me.
that's B. Natural 1, crit fail.
Oh no.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Nice.
Oh, this one.
So its skin begins to crawl and writhe.
Oh no.
And on a crit fail, it takes double initial damage. It's slowed 1, and it has persistent damage.
Okay.
Oh.
And
The
it's
big
hindered.
worm.
It's hindered too.
So
I'm gonna
let's
use that for
see.
the next one, victorious one, because it just rolled a natural 1, so it's fucked anyway.
So. And
It's
now
slowed
it's
for as long as it's taking persistent.
Mm-hmm. So, can I get 2 additional d6, please? Thanks.
I'm loving all the chat redeems, by the way. Thank you guys. Thank you guys that are lurking and watching, and thank you for being here. I really do love the chat interaction. I love y'all being a part of this table. Thank y'all.
All right. 19 times 2.
38.
That one.
The worm's eating good tonight.
So
Oh, the worm's eating the bird.
it's
Yep.
that's one hit. It's one, so you watch as this thing is looking, and it drops this thing. It's like, and then Cordelia turns on it, and this innervation comes from her, and you see this harpy with its saggy skin. It looks like it's just flaying and flapping in the wind. And then you watch as all of its skin burst as worms just anime style explode out of it, leaving there's giant patches and holes in where its flesh was, and you can see the word devouring at the wounds.
The early
You've been
worm.
watching.
The early
Parasite.
worm gets the bird.
So
Worm
That's
gets
what I-
the bird.
That's what I was gonna say. That's the title, by the way. That's the episode title, and that's what I was gonna say too.
Take a hero point and leave me alone. Okay.
I'm just gonna remove one.
Yeah, just take one away, please. Okay.
And then she'll
Ernie screams from under the water.
yeah she'll sustain the evil eye on the other one, since I guess they're both above us.
Okay. You do hear in common the one over there go, "Oh, fuck this!"
Nope, you're in now.
That's it for the harpies. So is it Cordelia? That was your turn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you done?
Yep.
All right. Let's move on to Kai.
Are you quite finished?
Please tell me you're done. Persistent damage on its turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kai.
I reloads.
Do it. Pull!
This is not an easy encounter.
No, I got hurt.
So is the one
That
that's evil-eyed and mist. And
This
there's
one's
the one
evil-eyed and it's pretty hale.
Uh-huh.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Wait. This is the one you shot. This one's evil-eyed and it's pretty hale.
Yeah.
This one's got worms literally
Yeah,
devouring its
that
flesh.
one's getting messed up
It's
right now.
it's knocking
just
on
got
death's door.
Knocking on death's door.
Chunks
Yeah.
of
Worms
flesh
might eat it
missing.
to death.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. The worm's gonna eat it to death or not.
Probably.
It's got a third of its HP left.
Okay, all right. It needs a booster shot.
That's not something. That's not information I would usually tell my players, but like they can see that it's battle wounded and it's still healing with the fight.
There's about a third of that thing that ain't eaten yet.
Yeah. I still see one good drumstick and maybe half a
2d6.
thigh on there.
I think that I would like to use the other ability, so I'm going to whisper a wish to my my Giselle.
Yeah.
Hey, those are.
It's a solid 26.
26 is not a crit, but it's a hit.
Yeah, it's a hit. We take this. Striking.
Against worms?
Yep. Yeah, and this is just a shot. Regular old, my old
booster
normal shot.
shot.
It's a booster shot. 9 damage.
9 damage. Alright, it's now on death's door. It's really hurt. You can see as he took out one of the wings, it's like limping halfway. The worms are crawling up the wound and like beginning to devour the flesh around it. It's got his club in his hand. It's like desperately like trying to like decide is fight or flight right now. And it seems like it's rethinking its life choices.
Good luck.
You watch as Kai whispers into the Giselle and fires. And the bullet shatters in two, and then both shots converge and hit it.
It's tasty. All right, we're moving on.
I thought you were like, I'm gonna write that down for you.
Yeah, that was great.
Save it.
Ernie.
All right.
Right under the water.
How high is the super damaged one above the water?
It's 30 feet up.
30 feet
And
up.
then a distance away, so.
Yeah, and you're 30 feet from it.
So hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse, a squared, b squared.
It's 50 feet.
All over
It's
4
50
AC.
feet away.
All right.
We're so
minus
grateful
4.
for our human
All right, so
calculator.
If you don't know my brother.
I'm
just
gonna-
guessing.
Ernie
He says
pops out from his
modestly.
stealth under
Oh,
the
you
water.
just suggested 50 feet? You didn't do the math?
No.
Oh.
I was about to.
Hang on. Now we have to do the math. But I just called you a human calculator, and we're going to look foolish.
I'll do that.
We're grateful for our human
I'm good
estimator.
at estimating.
Are you an estimator? So, what are you doing, Ernie?
I pop out of the water
He's
from where
very
I've been stealth, and I'm gonna take a dart, and I'm gonna try to throw it up at the wounded one.
Okay.
It's outside of range increment, so
-2.
actually -4 for me right now.
Oh.
But I rolled a natural 19, so that's
You're looking for 22.
28.
Yeah, okay.
So that's gonna do, but up from stealth, so it's gonna be doing sneak attack.
Ernie can't get all the kills, y'all.
Yes, I can.
Where? Just let my worms finish it.
I tried to make it so.
10 points of damage.
Yeah. So as it's standing there and it's like, you just see this dart fly out and it gets knocked out of the air and falls
I got
down,
two.
plummeting.
And
fine.
he pulls on the rope.
I'm taking the EXP.
GG easy.
It's 42 and a half feet.
42
Okay,
and a half.
so yeah, good.
Yeah.
I
Lot better of you.
I pull
Repeat,
myself
of course.
using the rope, pull back up onto the rocks, and I'm gonna detach
Around it.
and pack up my
You can
grappling
detach
hook.
and pack up as one action.
I'm going to, well, I guess
Just
we're
pack
doing
up
with her.
and
I
detach it.
detach the grappling hook.
Great. All right, let's move on. Brooks.
Okay.
That one is hail, but it has an evil eye on it.
Well, I'm gonna send
Oh,
the
no.
spiritual
It happened.
weapon back.
So you watch as.
Oh.
Oh, did we lose the?
No.
Redeem the monster.
Please.
He's been against us since the beginning.
Please!
He's been biding his
Our
time.
first Adam Monster redeemed!
And hopefully the last, because
It's a crack.
we're gonna
Oh,
die.
y'all are fucked. Like, I've had different monsters. I probably a different one for each session. Oh. Oh.
Why are you looking at me? I didn't do anything.
Entertain chat. Entertain chat.
We
Well,
see, now we're glad I
Send me more
finished that
math problems.
second
Like,
one
use
off.
my calculator.
The worms would have killed it.
Yeah, probably. But
I mean, but it would have got its turn first, and it would have hurt us.
Holy shit.
I mean, it was slow
Maybe.
one, so it only got 2 actions.
At least
it
we're
was-
gonna have
it was
words
trying to-
after this.
It was trying to
They've been
decide if it was
against
going
us
to run
since the
away.
beginning. I knew it was going to happen. I'm just surprised they got that many points that
well,
I hope your tooth
There-
still hurts. I
no.
hope your tooth still
There,
hurts.
there is no
Holy shit.
saying sorry
Holy
after
shit.
doing that. You know exactly what you've done.
Uh-oh.
Anyone
Oh,
know
no.
what he grabbed?
is that a gelatinous cube?
Would you not look at my shit? It's not a gelatinous cube. It is a gelatinous cube mini.
What?
I would like to say thank you, Lise, for that Adam Monster Redeem, because I've been
Can't
waiting
see.
so long for this. The monster's going to go... Whose turn was it?
Mine.
You're going to go ahead and take your turn.
It's gonna
Okay.
roll.
Because I rolled a natural 19 for this thing's initiative.
I'm gonna send the
Hopefully it doesn't beat.
spiritual weapon back and attack the other harpy.
Mm-hmm. So you watch as this spectral form of Brooks just flies across and then strikes in the air.
For 25.
Does hit.
It's not just
for 6
I did it for me
damage.
today. For 6 damage?
Yeah.
Marking it. Okay.
Oh, that's one action. How far away is it from? Like, if I moved, could I reasonably hit it with my weapon, or no? Is it too far?
It's 30 feet in the air, so
Oh, okay.
Name the
No,
spell
no.
again.
yeah.
It doesn't have a restriction of only once per turn.
Oh, okay. I'll do it again.
For some reason, the one page I need is the only page that is not loading.
It
on
does
Archives of
still
Mythos.
take multiple attack penalties.
23 for the second one
23 does exactly hit, yes.
for 10 damage.
There we go. 10 damage. Got it.
I guess I'll try it again. Might as well.
Spiritual Brooks is doing work.
16. That probably doesn't hit.
Oh, I should have grabbed your spiritual weapon when you wasn't there. Oops.
16 definitely doesn't hit, huh?
16 does not hit, I'm sorry. So the spectral brook flies across him, and the heartbeat just manages to pull out of the way of the third one, but there's a glowing, like, energized Brooks, a ghostly form of him floating there as your spiritual guide.
He gets better than I do.
Yep. All right. That is you, though.
Yeah, but that's the better
the you
form
that
of
believes
me.
in himself.
Yeah.
Hey, Brooks, you're in the water, right?
I'm on the rock.
He's on the rock.
Okay. Is the rock...
Ernie's in the water.
Nope, I got out last turn.
Oh, you did?
Oh, it's okay.
I thought you didn't have enough.
Its attacks are 20
Attack
feet long, so it
stride.
doesn't fucking matter. So,
Been clipped.
Brooks, as you're sitting there and you're like commanding the spectral Brooks to attack your spiritual weapon, you watch as the water starts to rise. Only it's not the water itself. It's something translucent that looks like the water. And you vaguely see this shimmering outline inside the surface as this tendril flies out and smacks you in the leg.
Come up.
And rolls a nat 1. And rolls a natural 17.
Oh, that's gonna be a crit then. Sure.
Most likely.
Yeah. It's cocked in a way on my dice that it was on between 17 and 10. As I moved and looked at the camera, like it went back to a 10. It's still gonna fucking hit. It's 26 versus AC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I didn't feel right taking
More.
that. It was on a 17. I looked down. It was a 10. I was like, I did not feel right taking that.
Better
So,
than a 33.
Which is absolutely a crit.
So, as this tendril wraps around your leg, it just pulses into you, and it's like a burning sensation. It almost doesn't even hurt, except it begins to like pour into your leg, and you feel this numbness shock through your body. Roll a fortitude save.
It's like icy hot.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
Oh no! Well,
You have hero points.
At least you put them
I'm gonna hero point.
in a
There's
position.
no way.
This was not a small add monster redeem. You're getting your points worth.
Are
Well,
any of them small?
Better.
20?
It was last session was a giant cave scorpion, so that wasn't too bad. But this session,
20?
20. Fail. You're poisoned by the giant jellyfish poison. As the jellyfish venom goes into your leg,
Giant jellyfish.
you are going to take
Oh no.
That's
minus 2 is 12.
It's a giant of war.
20 points of bludgeoning from its attack, and you are now poisoned. So on stage 1 on your turn, you're going to start taking some damage. All right.
Poison is bad.
So its action was to enter initiative, stride up,
Do
and
you
strike.
get temporary
It's
hit points?
underneath the water,
Yeah.
and I will use
I
the
just
gelatinous
leave it there.
cube
That's part of
mini
my,
to represent it. It is, because of its jellyfish-like nature,
Difficult to see.
really hard to see. I would say that you guys need a flat check to even get at it.
It's concealed in some
Yo,
manner.
I'm sorry. Well, he can't see me, but I'm sorry in spirit for laughing. Lisa's power went.
No, please! You sent us all this
He
power.
messaged me. My power went out from my ability.
It's punishing him
Ludra
for
has
his
punished
crimes.
him.
Yeah.
Also keep
All right, that's it for the giant jellyfish.
The,
Good luck, party.
the drowned mistress was like,
Yeah.
screw you.
All right, I was about to bring this combat to a close, but this
Cares.
thing is considerably stronger than the harpies. Let's move on. All right, Wesley, you're up.
Great.
All right. There's still the harpy behind me is dead. The harpy in front of me is not. So
I have to sneeze. I have to get away from
already.
Go
Reload.
ahead.
Cover the light, cover the light. You can do it.
You're muted.
I'll reload and then aim a shot and try and shoot it again.
Okay. I thought Kai was talking for a second.
That's a 30.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
I lost my pencil.
This one. No bonuses.
Go on, Celsiferous.
Only 3.
Okay, 3 is 3. It's damage, right?
Yeah. And then I'll stride forward, kind of dropping the crossbow in my seat and pulling out my new knife, kukri.
Okay, the kukri is out.
And I'll walk
Now
to
that's
the
enough.
front of the boat,
Okay,
I guess.
over here to the front. You got
Yeah.
it. I can't really move you there, but like I think you're toward the front as you can.
I probably. Yeah. All right.
You want to stay on the tip?
Yeah, because
You want me with the mini there, don't you? You want me to try and balance that? Are you happy?
No, that's not what I
There
was
you
gonna say.
go.
I was
You got it.
thinking of something else.
All right. Is that it for you, Wesley?
Yep.
All right. This harpy has the evil eye of Cordelia on it. It watched its friends get shot out of the sky. And it's going to fly away, screaming Tanzarel, Tanzarel, and it flies back.
Mean anything to anyone?
Does anyone speak Draconic?
No.
No.
Really?
Wow.
I know.
That's such a common language.
I think
to
we
pick
did this
up.
last time. Was like, what the fuck? All right. So it goes away screaming. I guess you would recognize maybe the language. There you go.
Where is it?
It's gonna flee. It's still within 60, 180. It's still within 180 feet, so that's within range of movement for several of you. If you want to kill it, let's fly away. Go for it. But it's fleeing combat right now. All right. It is. I think with this level, creature of intelligence and understanding, like the seeing its sisters go down, the way it's an ambush creature, it is afraid to continue this fight. The jellyfish, however, has no such problems. All right,
They don't have a brain.
Cordelia, you're up.
Um,
You may not even be aware there is a jellyfish, but you did see Brooks
No,
like, cry
yeah,
out.
I was gonna say we did hear him
Yeah, he was
scream
on
out
the
in
rock.
pain.
Something happened to him, so I'm like, something's up.
Screaming like a little baby boy.
He said,
I don't like that.
So,
He said, "Oh, giant jellyfish."
Oh.
hearing the scream, she blinks a couple of times and her eyes return to normal. She's gonna sustain the evil eye on that thing, even because she can still see it.
Okay.
Kai might want to finish it off.
But she's gonna bring her staff around and go ahead and heal Brooks.
Brooks, you said you were up on the little rock right here?
mm-hmm.
You're on like these little outskirts of
Ooh,
rocks.
that one's good. The other one wasn't, but that one's good. So, God, I'm bad at math. 17
17 to hit?
to heal.
To heal, okay. I was like, wait, you're not attacking.
Heal AC.
Mm-hmm.
let's see back up.
All right, anything else for Cordelia? Corduroy.
Corduroy. For Coyote, that's it.
All right, Kai, you're up.
All right. That harpy flew away.
Yeah, it's 180 feet. Okay.
We leave those be. It's gone. All right. Yeah, Kai's gonna take one look at the new jelly friend.
Mhm.
Try to look at it anyway.
Oh God! And he'll reload, and then he's going to take a moment and. When you see us, like the energy regathers around him as he recharges his spell strike.
Mhm.
Never had to do that in combat yet.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take a normal shot at it.
Okay.
Any kind of penalties for this or anything?
It's a
I don't know if
flat
it's-
check.
You
just
need to
'cause
roll
it's
it. It's a 5 or higher to even hit it.
Perfect.
So you gotta roll that first.
Flat check.
It's like a
flat
percent chance
check.
to just miss.
I rolled a 17.
Okay, so you actually are able to spot it in its area. I love that little concealment roll.
Oh, that's a big cockode.
Yes. Just literally on an
Man got the biggest rolls.
Okay, 26.
26. That's a crit. Its
Oh.
AC is 13.
Oh, because the concealment thing. Ooh. Shark bait. Ooh ha ha.
Mhm.
Shark bait. Ooh ha
What kind of
ha.
damage are you doing?
Piercing or bludgeoning, whichever it's not resistant to.
Piercing. In fact, as you pierce it, it seems to take extra damage from a piercing blade.
Concussive. Concussive.
I can't wait to pierce it.
You said it was a crit, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. All right. I love deadly. 17, 24, 26 points of piercing damage.
Okay. It's got a big fat pool of hit points. It does not seem bothered by that.
I'll fucking do it again.
Come on.
I'm gonna do it again.
But that is my turn. That is all of the actions.
All right. All right, that's going to bring us to Ernie.
I'm sitting there on the rocks,
Mhm.
and I was about to put away my grappling hook when I see all of this happening. And I'm like, okay, well, instead of putting it away, I reach into my bag, and I pull out my fishing net. I'm like, well, that's just a big fish. And I throw the net out and try to like have it drape around the jellyfish.
Okay, jellyfish is 20 feet underwater.
It's got weights on it.
Fishing
That's how
net.
fishing nets work.
I'm okay with that. All right, what does the fishing net do mechanically?
I don't know. It's a fishing net. I'm trying to have it drape over it so that it's obvious where it is in the water, because it's a big floating net now.
What does the item say on your? What does it say? Does it
It
just say
says
fishing net?
fishing net.
All right.
This kit includes a collapsible fishing pole,
Fish hooks, line lures, and a fishing net.
That means it's up to me. So
Yeah.
Fuck you. All right, take the rest of your turn.
Okay. Is it draping over it?
Not yet. It's got the weight's got to work.
Okay.
We'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. Okay. Then, as the net is sinking, are you incapacitated? Do you seem okay?
I've been poisoned, so I probably look a little nauseous.
Ah, I've been poisoned.
I don't.
I'm turning
But
green to
he's
represent
still
that I have been poisoned.
he's still conscious.
I'm
He's
s-
rashy.
Hey, I'm still bleeding. What am I supposed to roll for that?
Roll a flat check and you take 2 damage.
But I am
Okay.
full health now.
12.
Oh, you're full health. I see.
12?
Fail.
12.
That's a fail, so you continue bleeding.
Cool.
All right. In
It's a
that
head
case,
wound.
I am going to for my second. Well, unpack and throws too. So my third, the rope that is. Actually, you know what? I don't want to lose this. So the rope that is the grappling hook that is tied to the boat, I just kind of clip into my back belt loop, so I'm attached to a rope.
I love that.
And I'm getting ready to.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
What level item is the fishing?
It is
gear?
part of my fishing tackle.
So
it
it's
is a level
0 item.
level. I assume.
It's a level 0 item. I will call that a DC 18. If it doesn't make its reflex save, it's going to get trapped in the net.
Okay.
Level 1 DC is like 18, so I think that's fair. All right,
Makes sense to me.
Brooks. At the top of your turn, as the poison hits you, you're clumsy 1 and you take 9 points of poison damage. Is the fort save at the end of the turn for the progression of the poison? I think it is, right? Let's just say end of the turn for right now. So you're clumsy 1, and you might be able to get rid of the poison if you make your save. But right now, go ahead and take your turn.
Okay. Is it still wrapped around me?
No, it just like wrapped around
Okay.
and then pulled it back in. It doesn't have like grapple ability, unfortunately. It's just a
Okay. So
oh,
he
it
is
took 5 more damage. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
took 5 more damage. Okay. I can see it.
Kind of.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna share a look with
You can
the,
see it about as well as chat can right now. I guess.
which is probably better than what I can see.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I'm gonna share a look with the Spectral Brooks, and the Spectral Brooks is gonna dive into the water. And
All right, flat
Attack
check. Either roll 5 or higher to even hit it.
roll 4.
Okay, that's
Wait,
that.
you gotta
So
go for
Spectral
it.
Brooks dives and like a flash of energy goes into the water and then comes back up. Does not find any sort of damage onto the jellyfish.
Can I flat check again for another attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have multiple attack penalties just like normal.
Okay. 6.
6. You do hit. You have to roll to hit now,
Okay.
but you are able to like locate it.
21.
Yeah, its AC is 13.
Okay. 9 piercing damage.
Okay, and I'll take extra.
And then my third hit.
I don't think there are subsequent
I flat check
saves.
again.
So I don't think there are subsequent saves.
For,
for a
for
flat
poison, isn't poison poison's like a tug of war?
It's affliction, right?
That's disease.
Disease
Disease
is
is
a tug of
a
war.
tug of war.
What?
Oh, so poison
It
just gets
says,
worse and worse.
On a successful initial saving throw, you are unaffected by that special affliction. Oh wait, never mind. That's not successful. If you fail the initial saving throw after the affliction's onset period elapses, if like you advance to stage 1 of the affliction and are subjected to the listed effects. On a critical failure after its onset period difficult, you advance 2 stages. So yeah, it is. It's after the whatever the onset duration is. So if it's 1 turn.
It's just instant, yeah. They're 1 rounds, yeah. Okay, so it's not like a tug of war. You're just gonna get worse and worse with the poison.
Well, I think it is. I was missing.
Oh,
on
okay,
a
okay.
Success,
That's
on a success, you don't need to do that.
That's right. Okay. All right, love it.
So
All
am I
right,
dying or not?
Yeah, oh, soon. What'd you roll?
Okay. Do I need to flat check again to see it for another attack?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. 2, so no.
Okay, so
Wow.
it's hard to see.
I'm poisoned, okay?
Yeah, you are. And now you need to roll a fortitude save to see if the poison gets worse.
This is what I say my
on
hero
a
card for.
critical fail, it advances 2 stages.
Yeah.
On a fail, it goes 1. Unless if it's virulent.
Jellyfish says it's dinner time. Can I inspire at least?
25?
25. Pass. The poison expires out of your body.
Okay.
It's jelly time. Since it has higher initiative than
Now
us.
it's jelly time.
All right.
Wait, am I still clumsy?
Wait, what was your initiative, Wesley?
33.
33.
Do I still have the clumsy
tied, so it's gonna go first.
stuff?
Brooks, you have inspiration from
Pico saved me.
It is jelly time.
What were you asking?
Am I still clumsy and stuff?
No, your clumsy is gone and the poison leaves you. Okay. All right, it's going to attempt to escape. Natural 19. It's going to use first action to stride and get out of the fishing net.
Damn it.
Sorry. And then 2 tentacles.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
2 tentacles are going to come up out of the 20 feet of the water and just slap both of you at the same time, okay? So let's see.
Wait, why would you hit me? I'm so very small. Please don't.
Yeah, you look like
No,
good.
don't hit me.
You look like good.
No.
Oh, you're doing the thing. Does it have to be? Like, does it have to understand you for
It's a
that?
little birthday
It
boy.
says you are attacked by a creature that you haven't yet acted hostile towards. Now
You threw a net on it. Fuck you.
It didn't. It doesn't.
I don't care.
I was catching the fish next to it.
Okay. Okay. You do it.
It's a mental emotion, so if it's immune to those
No,
types
the
of
fact that
things.
it's a jellyfish and you already threw a net on it, I'm saying no. I'm vetoing. So.
Okay.
But he
I
looks
keep
so
my
sad.
reaction though.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, Ernie. Sweet. 25 versus AC.
Yeah, that hits.
And then Brooks with a multiple attack penalty.
I deserve this.
It's gonna be 20 versus AC.
That does hit.
It does? Shit. Sorry, bud.
I have the lowest AC.
I
Okay.
don't have a 21.
All right, Ernie.
I don't have much.
You take 14 points of bludgeoning, and you
Damn.
take the. Go ahead and roll a fort save against the jellyfish venom. This track is also a little. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna
26.
This track too, because it's not really.
Tentacruel uses double slap.
Yeah, 26. You do not catch poison. All right, and Brooks, you're gonna take 16 points of bludgeoning. Roll fortitude against the poison again.
27.
All right, you're not poisoned. All right, that's its turn. Let's move on. That's when we're used to Wesley.
Okay. So,
Does that ability have a mental trait?
yes.
It has the emotion trait.
Not and mental.
Yeah. So yeah, it's immune anyway.
Gotcha.
All right.
Am I aware of its vulnerability?
You've
to
seen
piercing?
people getting. I'd say yeah. It's not really metagaming. You saw Kai shoot it, and it took a.
It seemed to not like it.
Yeah.
In that case, it's time to switch weapons again as I drop the cool knife and pull out my other knife that can actually deal piercing damage.
Okay.
My gosh. And I'll jump into the water.
Okay. One action stride
Or quick jump.
or jump. Yeah.
And then I will attempt a flat check to stab it.
Okay. I will say if you're in the water next to it, you can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just the people that are above the water.
And that's a 25 to hit.
That's a crit.
Okay. So it's going to take plus a d4. I need to get some panache up in here. So that's plus. Yeah. Sorry, I'm doing bad math. It's 12 piercing and it is bleeding
Okay.
because it's a crit with a dagger. And
Okay,
then
yeah, it has-
I'll attempt to stab it again.
Mhm.
This one's a 28.
Crit.
Okay. 12 again, and it's
Okay.
still bleeding. They don't stack.
All right. It's bloodied. All
That
right.
is all 3 actions. I start just puncturing it with
Like me as a kid stabbing my Jello because I actually didn't like Jello. I just
turn it back into Kool-Aid.
yeah, slurp it up. Okay. All right. Moving on. That's going to bring us to I think Cordelia.
I'm gonna reach spell to grab that knife that's out in the water
Mhm.
and just yank it back to me through the jellyfish.
It returned. Oh, through the
Telekinetic
jelly. I
projectile.
like
Yeah.
that. That's awesome. Good flavor. Good flavor jelly.
Jelly 25.
24. That's a crit.
That's a crit.
Show me the fucking jellyfish.
Show me the fucking jelly.
Oh.
Ooh. I just doubled the dice, right?
Mm-hmm. No, everything.
Oh, okay.
We Pathfinder, baby.
Okay.
Everything double.
Unless it specifically says not to. Like something with the dead.
30 points of piercing damage.
Whoo-wee!
Or piercing.
As I rip it back through, yeah.
Okay.
We're a piercing party here.
Piercing party.
And that's it for me.
Okay, love it.
I need to make my flat check to see if I'm still bleeding. Natural 20. I'm not.
All right, no more bleed, but you do take that last round of damage. All right, let's bring us to Kai.
Reload.
Summon another one?
Spell strike. Spell strike.
This is only the first encounter of the day, y'all.
Yeah, but he's just.
Is that 20?
No. Nah, it's probably fine. Yeah, because it is a 13 AC.
13 AC.
Oh, this is a. Actually, I was supposed to roll a flat check first. I intended this to be my attack roll. Do you want me to keep it, or
I
do
want
you
you to roll
want
on
a flat
for
check?
a flat check. Yeah,
You want to roll a different one for a flat
yeah.
check?
Since
Okay.
you were rolling, you're already doing your math, so.
Okay, 8 for the flat check.
Okay, you pass.
So I see it, and then it's 7 plus 14, so it's 21.
That's
for the.
not a crit, but it's a hit.
Yeah. All right. So this is 2 of these.
So you line up the Giselle and
and
crack
2
the
of
shot
these.
out.
All right. So Kyle lines the shot up, and the electricity sparks, doing 10 piercing damage, plus another.
Pico, you need points for that. I summon another jelly!
I declare.
Can you imagine? Can I just let chat do that?
Plus 14 lightning
chaos.
damage.
Give us your energy, chat.
10 piercing,
Here's
14
the
lightning.
jellyfish. It splits into 2 jellyfish.
Oh no.
Big Jolly says, Weather Hacker, he opened his gift. It's very awesome.
Ooh.
Big Jolly, I have your gift here. I need to find you and get it to you. All right. 14, you said?
14 lightning, 10 piercing.
So death's door, y'all. It's looking rough.
You
It's
know what
got a
that
big old
means.
pool of hit points, though.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish it off.
No. Ernie.
All right.
Put him behind me.
They call me the finisher.
Please
I dive in.
Okay.
I dive in flanking with a stab.
Okay, go for the stab.
That's going to be a 29 to hit.
29's a crit.
Yeah, it is.
It's already bleeding, so don't even have to worry about that.
Oh, this
That's
kill
18 points of
stealing.
piercing damage.
Okay. It's like
It's also 1d6 persistent bleed on it.
it's already bleeding.
Okay.
It's like one shriveled jelly now just hanging
I stab
on.
again.
Okay.
I got another knife.
It's dinner time.
One. I need one more round of attacks release.
19.
19. Yeah, that hits. Not a crit though.
I don't know if it'll matter.
Maybe.
He's a sneaky boy.
12 points of damage.
Okay. So as
Piercing damage.
you pop it like a balloon, it
One day.
I'm tired of this shit.
begins to shrink and shrivel in front of you.
Yeah.
And poor jelly. I know. And it begins to fade out and fall into nothingness. If only the poison had taken a little more traction.
If only.
All right, leaving the battlefield, quiet for just a moment. And that's where we're going to go ahead and take our break. Thank you, everyone that's been here, hanging out, watching. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the second half of our episode, so don't get anywhere, y'all. All right, we'll be back.
Don't you touch that dial.
Everyone back in place.
Yeah.
We made it. Hey, we made it to the second half.
I ate a popsicle so fast. It hurts.
Yeah, that was the world's fastest bathroom break. All right. All right. So, in case you weren't here before the break, we are in the second half of our episode now. Before the break, the party had some heartwarming talks in the crew, mainly focusing not on the tragic backstory of Frederick, this carefully crafted character, but Red Rage Rosamund, the halfling girl, powder monkey aboard the ship. Kai told her she was destined to become master gunner, and he would put in a word for her for that, and kind of gave her a, I guess, unofficial promotion in a way. Whereas Ernie asked her about the Halfling Goddess and her views on forgiveness. Quick reminder that Ernie is a gnome, not a halfling, just for those of you that are keeping track of such things.
Suspicious.
Half of a halfling.
No,
A quarterling.
no, we're not doing that. So after the party set sail, They saw Empty Isle, that island that supposedly has some sort of treasure within it. And as they moved forward, they saw that the island was draining to a whirlpool, making the tides pull out and revealing these underground, almost labyrinthian tunnels circling around the island itself, where the treasure is said to be within one of these tunnels. Dangerous to explore while the water was filled up. They encountered some harpies who dropped bombs upon them, these like handcrafted bombs upon them, and then a giant jellyfish came out of the water to attack them at the very last second, and they managed to make quick work of that, even though it did some severe damage to the crew. Just for the sake of progress, I'm going to say that you guys are able to navigate the rocks and make it to the shore of Empty Isle fairly quickly. Does that seem fair? Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
drink my
While we're all sitting on the boat, well, if you want to wait,
potion. Oh, you're going heal?
yeah, I'm gonna do the group heal while we're on the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, I will be.
Sorry about that, guys. That lady kind of fucked with my brain a little bit. Made me act weird. It was probably obvious.
No, I just thought you were up to one of your antics.
Well, I mean, eventually I was.
9 HP to everybody.
As you approach the island,
The part where it was cool was my antics. You remember that part? Okay.
as you approach the island, you can see this sort of like muddy shore that leads up to this sort of one elevated, I don't want to call it a cliff, it's like a little mound out of the ocean. Flat top, grass, scattered rocks, you see like 6 or 7 trees, and you see the harpy's nest. Anyone that wants to roll society or nature can go ahead and roll.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
25 society.
25 for society. Okay. Anyone else?
I got an 18.
18,
10.
10. High enough for you to get this information relayed if you want. Harpies, it's not unheard of for them to be near oceans. In fact, many of them live on cliff sides. This deep out in the ocean itself, especially on this isolated island. Like if we pull up the map real quick, K1 right there, that's Empty Isle. It is 200 miles from the next biggest landmass.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little strange for them to be that isolated. They usually live in these giant areas near like other communities, so they can pick off the food from that. They are intelligent and I guess socially evolved enough to have religion, but so very few actually worship any sort of god or goddess. They are vile by nature, and that's not to say all of them are irredeemable, but in general they just scavenge and they hunt and they kill indiscriminately. As you're exploring, you see sort of a nest, a sort of makeshift eyrie, I guess just for these 3 that were getting you. You find 1 additional mud bomb, greater, and 1 additional junk bomb, greater, makeshift bombs that they had made. All these are chemical items. They're homebrewed to the fact that they have been crafting them out of like their own bile and different items that they had mishmashed together to make and drop on unsuspecting people.
Ew.
You also see something that's very strange. With your 25 society, you know that, again, there may be a harpy god. If there is, it's some deep research has to talk about it. Maybe in Hagad, far off in the east, the west, they have some sort of god that they formally worship, but there's none that you know of. Yet there is an altar on this island right near the nest. There is a stone, almost like, think of like a keyboard key, a little square tablet that rises on the ground, and on it, if you can't actually read it, it is in a script that none of you have told me that you can read.
It's not
I put on my
yeah.
super cool glasses.
I was waiting for that. So you put on the glasses, and it lets you read the draconic script, and it just says, Tan Zaro. And then that's written very nicely, carved in draconic runes. Beneath that, scratched in common, like someone scratched it with a fingernail, it says, offerings.
Yeah, they don't normally worship things, but they're worshiping some sort of like Tanzero. And it's kind of strange. Who wants these bombs?
out of the bombs.
All right.
As you look at the shrine, I guess you would call it, or whatever the box is, it has a little hatch.
The offering box?
Yeah, it just opens up.
Oh shit, y'all. Hold on. I open it.
Okay. That's just full of water, and it looks like it goes deep. It's too small even for you to go in, but someone could like stick in like a hand or drop some stuff in there.
Yeah, I think this is like a part chute to like put offerings down. Like put bits of things.
Does that name, is that like a deity?
It's roll religion for me. I'm sorry. You can roll religion. You can roll society if you'd like.
27 society?
That is absolutely no known deity that you know of any pantheon.
I don't recognize that name as any kind of deity.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it either. It's in Draconic. I can read it because of my super cool green shades.
No.
It doesn't seem to be one of the 13, right?
The 13, excuse me?
The 13
Of dragons?
dragons?
It's not. It's absolutely not, no.
That's correct.
So, since linguistics is not a skill, I know decipher writing is a skill action in this. But if anyone wanted to roll for that, I'm more than willing to let you kind of decipher what it means.
To roll for what?
Decipher writing, it's a skill action.
What skill?
Clicking right now.
Is it a trained action?
Most
likely.
I have linguistics lore.
The DC is based. Yeah, linguistics lore.
Mhm.
You have that?
That's the book I got.
Oh,
from-
roll,
yeah.
roll, baby, roll. I like that.
It's like you see the root word.
I feel like I could get this to scroll enough to see what my actual score. Oh, there we go. Total of 20.
Total of 20. The word is draconic. It means student. But the direct translation would be he who seeks to learn. But Tanzarel means student in like the colloquial sense, but he who seeks to learn is the direct formal translation.
It's worth noting that third harpy, when it flew away, it was screaming the same name that's carved on over here.
She's leaving for school?
Something about a person learning, or I don't know. I don't speak the language.
Do we want to throw something down this offering hole and see what happens?
It would have to be heavy. Water comes all the way up, or it's just you can see water
You
down
can see
there?
water down there, and
okay.
it's like pitch black. You can't see anything in there.
I mean, it clearly goes down beneath the island to where we know this treasure's supposed to be.
You don't have any means of producing light other than torches?
Other than torches, no.
Yeah, I mean, it would just get extinguished.
No, I can't do that. I was just going to throw some candy down there.
Just a cursory glance. I'm going to cast Detect Magic and kind of look over the altar and the offering box.
Nothing magical about the offering box. Nope, nothing magical about the altar.
Do we see any other ways as to get down?
Nope. Not apparent to you
Yeah.
without searching.
We could also just go chop up a bit of harpy.
I mean, it's pitch black. We won't be able to see if we drop something down there.
Yeah, but maybe something opens up. It's like a slot that you have to pay to get in.
In the dark.
I'll drop a copper in the offering box.
Okay. Something big sloshes the water. Something huge. Reacting to the copper. And then you watch the water rise as if something's close to the surface.
Nope. Don't like that.
I raised the sheet.
Something real big's down there.
Inspect the water.
I need something from y'all.
You
I
said
put-
something looks like it's under the surface.
I mean,
Water?
it's pitch black. Like something made the
Yeah.
water rise. So
I drop in a jar half filled with saltwater taffy. It wasn't that good.
as you reach your hand in, the water splashes up. Roll a reflex save real quick.
Oh.
32.
Oh god.
something with the water tries to touch you.
Nope.
And you,
Drop the candy.
and then everything is completely still.
Yeah, no, something grabbed at me, guys. Something's in there.
You were just aware of it. It was too slick or too quick to see. Or it might have just been the water itself enchanted in some way.
Nope.
Something tried to touch your hand.
Something squishy. Something tried to get me.
While they're scoping out this hole, I'm looking for any other like means of getting below the island.
Survival.
Survival.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're surviving, like you're looking for like things and things that are out of place,
I see
nooks
your
and
point.
crannies, and rocks to overturn and logs to lift up.
Wow. 2 5s in a row, so that's a 13.
13. You're over there like lifting up rocks, moving sand on the beaches, pushing beside trees, and it's just unfortunately you're find nothing in your search.
I'm distracted by Ernie crunching on more of that peanut brittle you somehow found.
I put some of that jellyfish jelly on this peanut brittle. It's kind of like a sandwich.
Do you mind if I try it? she'll just kind
Makes
of
my tongue go numb.
Uh-huh. If I'm looking out, can I see if the water has finished its like recession by now?
It's getting to the point where it's almost emptied out. What apparently whatever chamber this is still filled, as evidenced by the. But it looks like it's almost at maximum recession. Like the time to move is like now. As you're looking around from within the box, it still has the hatch open. You hear what sounds like a horrifying mimicry of a human voice. Like imagine a alien which only heard humans speak and tried to imitate that. It cries out of the box. In your hand. And like it's wrong. Almost like it has ripped vocal cords, or like it just doesn't understand how to formulate human speech. It says, "Put in your hand."
Well, that doesn't sound very good. Oh, you're right.
Should we do it? Do we have any
Ma-
extra hands
maybe.
on deck?
What are your intentions with my daughter? Maybe we can get a different hand, like one of the harpies.
One of the harpies.
Oh, but we left them so far out.
They are far out.
Should I just go for it?
They can't pull you in, right? I mean, it's a small hole.
I'll fish out one of the like bones that I've collected.
Before I stick my hand in it, I swap out whatever is pinned to my armor.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
You stick your hand in.
Yeah.
Something cold touches your fingers, and the water sloshes forward. There's no pain. It's literally something brushes against you for a second. Oh, that's much better. Who am I addressing?
Wesley?
Wesley. I might assume why you're here. Are you seeking treasure?
Yes, treasure.
I suspected as much. And this voice, you're realizing as you're looking around your party, as you're talking to yourself, is entirely inside your
Yeah,
head.
that's what I was suspecting, but Wesley's
Yeah.
still just talking out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here for treasure.
Your greed will consume you. Leave this island now, or I'll be forced to make you leave. You have been warned.
Am I still like locking hands or something?
Mm-mm, it just brushed against you.
Oh, okay. So I turn back and it's like, so should we leave or?
We just got here.
Why would we leave?
Because the voice told us to.
I'm sorry, the what?
Did y'all not hear that?
No.
The voice in the water said that our greed is going to consume us, and if we don't leave, it's going to be forced to make us leave.
You know, the Jinn said something similar.
No, we can't hear that. It's okay. We have permission.
Do we?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
From
we're-
Frederick, he hit it here.
Frederick said we need to retrieve our compensation.
You hear nothing, and you feel like whatever's in your head is gone. You feel like whatever link you had was broken.
They're not listening anymore.
Roll, just roll straight intelligence for me.
What is my? Oh, it's a +0. So it's
Wesley's not. He's not a dumb boy. He's just
He's just not learned.
He's a little amnesiac.
He's just not learned.
He's intuitive.
19.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Whatever this thing was, it needed to touch you to talk to you, and however it was talking to you probably ended. So, if you want to talk to it again, you have to stick your hand back in the box.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I think it can't hear us because we didn't touch it first. So, why don't we all just reach our hands in the box and all talk to it at the same time? It makes
like
more
a
sense instead of
Group conversation then.
Do I know of any creatures that require that kind of connection to speak?
Arcana check.
Can I make an
what I
occultism
know.
check?
This
to
would be
see?
Arcana, not occultism.
Okay.
Specifically.
Do I know of any sea monsters specifically that
I'll use a hero
have
point.
an ability
You
like
can
this?
roll nature for sea monsters, I guess.
Sea monster lore is like.
Yeah, roll sea monster lore.
I took that book. I wanted to.
Yeah,
see if
roll sea
I'm-
monster lore.
22.
22.
25. Nothing
No.
I heard of.
Nothing that you know of.
Just got
The thing
excited.
that comes to your mind is this horrifying thing called an aboleth, but they don't need to touch you to talk to you psychically.
That's actually what I thought it
Yeah,
might have been.
Yeah. I relay this information to Farm. Like, yeah, I've been reading. It sounds a lot like this aboleth I've been reading about, but they don't have to make contact.
Okay.
Oh, for this. And Kai will stick his hand into the box.
Something cold brushes very briefly, skirting across you. You can't even get the texture of it. It's so cold and fast. Did you stick your hand in too?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a part of the conversation. I told everyone to stick their hand in the box.
Orc. Islander. You're not like the rest. What drove you to this place?
You ask that in a strange way. I found out about the island because someone we rescued says he hid his treasure here and by rights claims it as ours, but I just kind of wanted to see the island.
It's true. I have a number of items in the chambers beneath this island. I have jewels and gems and artifacts that have sunk. But they have been here since I came into this place. For years, I have rested here, hiding away from the eyes of the world. And yet, the greed of man has driven more here. It seems there is nowhere I can go to escape its bounds. Nowhere where I can be at peace. So, would you draw blood for this wealth that I will confirm is in this cave?
Why?
The psychic link seems to have been broken.
He says the gold's in the cave.
Okay.
Wants to know if we'll kill for it.
I mean, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Is that the only option?
I mean, what good is the gold to him if it's just sitting at the bottom of water? He can't even buy anything with it.
He seems just generally disgusted by greed. I don't think he really cares that we have the gold. I think he's annoyed that people keep coming to seek it.
Well, if it's no longer here, no one else will come after it.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Seems like a lot of his troubles will go away if he just gives us the gold.
And it's not like we need all of it, right? Just
I promise I'll throw at least one part of it directly into the ocean.
It's an odd thing to do with your money.
Yep.
he said it was cursed.
Why don't you reach your hand in there and tell him that?
Oh, okay.
Something cold brushes against you very briefly.
See, this is why I said we should just all do it at one.
No.
If that
Yep.
is right.
Million. Arlander. Not so far from home, yet farther than some. So why are you here? Why have you come here to my home?
It sounds like there's some pretty cool stuff that we wanted to take a look at, and I wanted to throw this ring in the ocean that's maybe cursed. It's really all I have on my checklist. Something about a brass chest and a cursed ring that matches my shirt.
I can't see your shirt, but I do know of the chest. It's down here. It's filled with gold.
Might have Frederick on the side of it.
It does not. To give you this gold would be to perpetrate a system of greed. That gold will change hands and it will fund more war, more pain.
I mean, you don't really know what I'm going to do with that gold.
No, I know all too well.
Oh, yeah? I don't know what I'm going to do with that gold. So how do you know? I like to build stuff, man. I'm not doing wars. Last time I spent all my money on a soup bowl that walks around.
I'm very, very learned. I sometimes can tell lesser people more about themselves than they could tell about themselves.
I am small, but I am not lesser, sir.
Perhaps you'd like to prove it then.
Yeah, dude, what you need me to do?
If you can find out who I am,
Talzarel.
you hear him. Fuck. And the thing slides against you. Talzarel, yes, a student. I am a student. I studied in a place with 8 teachers. But during my studies, I found myself at odds with my fellow scholars. They made a plan to kill me. I asked my teachers, what should I do in order to keep myself safe? The first teacher told me to defend myself. Start wearing armor to be on the safe side. My second teacher told me to call upon my friends when I was in trouble. Back me up in the case of an altercation. The third teacher told me to plan ahead, strategize, think about what my would-be foes would do to me in the future, and work around that. The fourth instructed me that it would be best to turn my enemies to friends, make peace, break bread, as it were. The fifth told me to put on a show of force, take the direct approach, and demonstrate my strength. The sixth teacher told me to hide and avoid the confrontation as long as I could. The seventh teacher told me to kill my fellow students. This was life and death after all. The eighth teacher told me to use my surroundings to gain advantage. Rocks, trees, whatever I could to get an edge in the fight. Knowing their words all had merit, I took all of their advice and continue to do so to this day. And then Tanzarel gets silent.
He's a student with 8 teachers who all do different things. He wants me to say what he is.
Like a riddle?
God, I hope it's not. It sure did have the cadence of a riddle, though. I kind of stopped listening after the first one when you said you had armor. Are you like a big hermit crab?
You have to stick your hand in the water.
I stick my hand in the water. Hey, man, are you like a big mollusk?
You failed to find out who I am one time.
Oh,
On
no.
the third, our parlay will be ended, and this will only end with one of us in blood.
Okay.
Tell me who I am the next time you put your hand in the water.
All right, guys, I wasted the first one.
You guys got 2 strikes left.
It is, in fact, a riddle, and it is one of those time-sensitive things. This is not a guess until you're done sort of situation. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to forcibly take 6 steps away from the pit, and I'm going to need y'all to keep an eye on me.
Do y'all need me to post this to Discord or read it again?
That would be helpful, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post it to the members-only Discord real quick.
I'm not saying that he is necessarily the answer of the riddle, but I would love to make that Arcana check to try to figure out what he is now.
Okay, you can try.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is offer anything.
I've never heard of anything like this.
So right now, this is a
I'll have it here.
master or higher level DC.
Oh yeah, there we go on the break.
Because
The riddle?
I guess I'll spend that.
yeah,
Or
if you're just trying to figure out what the hell he is about,
Oh, okay.
the riddle I want you guys to figure out on your own.
Yeah, just 19 to see if I know anything about it is, but I
that's
doubt
a
it.
crit fail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
he is not something this world has seen before.
Okay, so he said that he was one of these scholars, or these were all his teachers?
He is a student. He's studying up
He's
with
a
8 teachers.
Okay.
But during the
Yeah.
studies, I found myself at odds with my fellow scholars, his fellow students. They made plans to kill him. I asked my teachers what I should do in order to keep safe, and each of the teachers had different
Okay.
advice. He said he took all of their advice and continued to do so to this day.
And then what?
And as y'all are
is
thinking,
he?
maybe think out loud, so it's a little more entertaining
Yeah,
for chat.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So there's 8 teachers, so that could be some sort of important, like, symbology. Maybe he's an octopus. Maybe he's a squid. I'm pretty sure
Do you
those are
think
6.
The fact that he is at odds makes this some sort of number.
Instead of at evens. Maybe.
So, if he's at odds, do you think like the odd numbered teachers are more relevant?
Okay. That I don't think so.
By the way, I posted this to Discords this morning, and people solved it, so I know it's solvable.
So the first one has armor. Sounds mighty shellfish. Let's see. Strategize about what my would-be foes. Turn my enemies to friends. Make peace and break bread. Break bread. He's a baker. Plays with 8 teachers. All right, what something?
That's what I'm thinking. Like 8. What? I mean, octopi, spiders have
I mean-
8 legs, but what else is What else is
Is
like?
it necessarily?
widely
Remember,
Eight.
what set this off was the fact that he said his name, which means he who seeks to learn. So, I think intelligently, and like that's the clue leading in. It's about learning right now. Like the fact that his name set him off on this riddle, the fact that you know his name and what it means is related to this riddle.
Mm-hmm. Are we trying to guess what he is, or
Mm-hmm,
He just kind of posed this question based on this riddle.
What am I?
An 8th grader.
And you know that it's based on the fact that his name is He Who Seeks to Learn.
I mean, I think maybe if we want to be, sometimes riddles, it's not about overthinking it. I always say that you have to underthink things also.
mm-hmm.
And like, occasionally I get called pedantic. That it's entirely possible. Actually, hold on. I should I just guess again?
How about you give
tell
us
us
an
the
idea?
guess?
I
Yeah.
take a few steps closer to the.
That's Mitchell getting pushed in right now.
How about you just tell us first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want Brooks to just step in one day.
I think it'd be more dramatic if I just said it to the water.
Yeah, but also we only have 2 choices.
It's just that if I say it to you and I'm right, it's going to be anticlimactic for like the birds that are watching.
What birds?
we killed the birds.
No.
My music's not. Shut the box.
I just
I'll sit on the box.
It
Do
touches
you guys
your
want to read this again?
No, I got it.
No.
I got the answer.
He gave.
Just
He did not put his hand in the
just
box.
run it by
we have
us,
kept him away
please.
from the box.
We want to feel like we were included in this.
I mean, he told us what he is, right?
A student.
Yeah. He's still doing it to this day.
But that seems to just kind of
It's the answer.
be reductive for all the fucking stuff he just said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to listen. You just got to go with your instincts. All that other stuff just clouds
This
it.
is the part, by the way, I said I wrote something just for me. This is just for me. I'm having the time of my life right now. I didn't do this for chat. I didn't do this for you guys.
That's overthinking it.
Honestly, I think you're right.
I wrote all these
But
rules,
is
by
he
the way.
is he continuing to learn?
He said that he literally just said, "I continue to do so to this day." Now let's teach him something.
He said he continues to take their advice.
Yeah, that's called learning. That's why I'm a lifelong student myself.
I don't have any better.
Yeah. I honestly
Should we
don't
risk
have a better.
letting him just go one more
answer?
and then ban him from the box?
What else are we gonna do? If we fail the riddle,
Pretty,
we fail the
look
riddle.
over there. I die for the box.
I'm sitting on it.
She's sitting on
I'm-
What am I? The voice psychically hits your head again. What am I?
You are a student.
There's like a psychic side. You're not incorrect, but
psychic.
one can deduce that from my name. I need more specificity. What am I? I won't count that against you, but
Okay.
I'm terrible
you're
at
not
riddles. I
making
don't
great
know.
strides in proving your superiority right now.
The numbers have to be significant.
Remember, he just. Maybe I shouldn't give you guys hints. Maybe I should just let you fail on your own. It's so hard, though.
Does anyone know
I think the only question I have for you here,
schools where people
and
get
this is
killed?
Ethan talking to Evan.
Yeah.
Are these the schools of magic?
Do we have to know your lore to be able to answer this riddle?
No. I posted this to.
Hold on.
I posted this to D&D subreddit. Not that we're playing that.
Abjuration.
We're playing Pathfinder.
Tabletop.
But I did post it to a tabletop subreddit.
This could be
We're gonna
divination.
bleep that out in post. I posted to
Enchantment.
not a subreddit, a Discord,
Education.
and someone answered it. Like a rando I don't even know answered
Hold on,
it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Are these the schools of magic?
Are
Oh.
there 8 schools? I don't.
Defending yourself is abjuration.
Yeah.
I don't know about 2. I don't know all the schools of magic
Here.
off the top of my head.
There are
Conjuration is
8 schools of magic.
I mean, evocation would be show of force, and
conjuration. is
illusion
bringing
would be
more
hiding.
people.
Make friends would be necromancy.
Necromancy would be kill my fellow students, I
Oh,
would
no.
think.
No, yeah, necromancy. I mean,
Make
Surroundings,
friends would be
surroundings would be
enchantment.
illusion. Enchantment would be. I don't know. I forgot. I lost count.
Enchantment would be turn my enemies to friends.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
So these all correlate to these schools of magic.
Is
But then
he
what is he?
A wizard.
A fish wizard.
He's a wizard.
But I mean, is that enough?
Well, I'm not guessing it. I feel like I've used all of my chances. But yeah, these might be the 8 schools of magic. That's a pretty cool guess. I want that to be right.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it only wizards that can use all schools of magic?
well,
God,
and wizards
it'd
have
be
to
cool
learn
if
their
that
spells,
worked true.
right? It's not just inherent with wizards, right? If I'm remembering
Didn't
correctly.
You guys had to learn your magic, or does it just come naturally?
Yeah.
I learned my magic.
Oh dang! Are you a wizard?
Not in the strictest sense, but look, you came up with the idea, Brooks. Put your hand in. Wizard seems right.
I'm not touching that thing. Ugh.
Fine.
The orc again.
Oh,
Oh,
Tell
never
me,
mind.
what am I?
You're a wizard.
Yes, a wizard. My 8 teachers, the 8 schools of magic.
I feel
took
so
off.
smart.
I am so fucking proud of you. Hero point to you. Love that.
I'm impressed.
I wrote that one.
That was
I didn't
good.
know there were 8 of them.
That's exactly
That's
8.
a
Yep.
connection I did not have.
Specifically, he's a universalist wizard because he hasn't chosen any school. I could not devote myself to any one field of study, so I followed the advice of all of my teachers. And though it was a riddle, my cohorts did in fact conspire to kill me. And so I escaped, and here I am. I do miss the academic life, here in this isolated place. But that is not all that I am. Wizard does not fully define me, for I am also haunted by my past. My own home is the most dangerous place for me to be. My entire life was changed by a single word, and a single word can change it back. My name is famous from inn to inn, yet few would know me if they saw me. What am I?
Another riddle.
Oh yeah, y'all thought I did one riddle?
No, he said I posted these riddles.
I expended all my brain power on the first one.
I need that posted again, man.
I posted it, and I'm gonna repost it too.
My auditory comprehension is big dumb.
Pirate's Life, my girlfriend got this one, and she doesn't even play tabletop games, so.
My own home is the most dangerous place to be.
My entire life was changed by a single word, and a single word can change it back. My name is famous from inn to inn, yet few would know me if they saw me.
Okay. When he says end to end, is it like
End to end?
or like
No, inn to inn. Like a
to
resting
inn.
place. Inn to inn, like a tavern or a...
Yes, but I'm saying like, is it like double
Like
speak,
the-
like
yeah.
the letter N, like a substitute? Like, is it because it's one word, right? I don't know.
I'm just gonna say no, because I don't want to lead you down that path.
Okay.
But that's great. I've seen a lot. I've been listening to riddle podcasts. I've been doing riddles at work, like, constantly. That's something that they would do. I did not do that, no. It's not the letter N.
Okay.
I just don't want you to go down that path and spend too much brain power on it.
My name is famous from inn to inn.
The name is famous from inn to inn, but few would know me if they saw me, led me to think of like a tavern keep or something like that. That's the first thing that I kind of thought of, because I was like, oh yeah, everyone knows a tavern keep, but you don't know the
But how does that
specific
work
ones.
with the first
But it doesn't work
line?
with the first thing. I'm just thinking out loud to get some
Home
stuff
is the
working.
most dangerous thing.
I think it's a concept of some kind.
Maybe.
My own home.
Do y'all want, like, a hint of something he said, or is that, like, you want to spend more time on it?
Maybe it's a little more time.
Huh? He did say something before this, talking to Kai, that gives a hint as to this.
He said he was a wizard,
But it's not all that
but
defines
it's not
him.
all that defines him, and that his fellow students or whatever really did aspire to kill him.
And then before this riddle, he said something else that kind of leads into this riddle. I'll repeat that if y'all want a hint. I'll let y'all think about it.
My own home is the most dangerous place to be.
So, chat, how you doing?
Oh
Is
my
he a
god.
clownfish?
While their brains are
They
just
live
being
in
picked.
a memory.
Life was changed by a single word.
I love riddles.
Oopsie.
And a single word can change it back.
Oopsie. I often say that before something big happens.
It's power word kill.
So then it may be a word or a concept that means a different thing based on context. Or things from end to end.
The entire life thing, like, it says a single word and a single word can change it back, and that almost implies it's the same word, but I don't think it actually has to be the same word.
And he's trying to. He wants us to guess his name from this.
No, we knew his name. That's what
They are
started
thinking
all
too.
the riddles.
What?
He said, "What am I?" He's
What
not.
am
he's not
I?
asking for
Okay.
his name. His name
Was the
is Tanzarel. Like, that's his name.
What am I is just the answer to the riddle.
Yes.
Okay.
like the first?
So he said that wizard doesn't fully describe him. You're finding out pieces of him. So wizard is like his class, but that doesn't fully define him.
All right, let's revisit the giant mollusk theory. Because if you're
Are
up,
mollusks known to become wizards?
no, but he's exceptional.
Whose home would, like, what's home would be a dangerous place for it to be?
If you were like a big turtle and you go inside your shell, it's because you're getting hit.
I'm gonna go
But
grab
that
a
would make it the
popsicle.
safest. Place. Home is the most dangerous.
Entire life is changed by a single word.
Should we get that hint? Fine.
blank and hard.
We have to do hints because I wrote these myself, so like I'm not sure if they're like, just enough or whatever. So practice.
It's like
If you want me to just
exile would be like something. If someone was in exile, their home would be a dangerous place for them to be.
You want that hint, which is something he already said in character.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
just reminded
Yeah.
of that.
He said, "My background also defines me." So he said, "I
It's
am."
his
He said, "I am a
background.
wizard, but that's not all that defines me. My background also defines me." And then he went to this.
Oh.
So it's like something.
Oh. Okay, I don't know what that means that it is, but I understand what
It's,
we're.
it's his
what we're
background,
supposed-
like maybe he's
No,
like
but she
a traveler. Or
I think
background feels like it implies the literal like
Yeah.
Pathfinder background.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, like folk
That's what I'm
hero
going
and all that
about.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
from inn to inn.
yeah, because like this is basically his class, so we're basically figuring out what kind of build he is.
But why? Yeah, folk hero is an interesting guess with the tavern
That's
tower,
fine.
but the
Well, yeah, I was just trying to
Yeah.
make the connection
Oh,
to,
sorry, I didn't
to
hear you say that.
backgrounds.
I don't know what the background is.
I don't know.
My entire life was changed by a single
Celebrity?
word.
Wouldn't people know a celebrity if they saw them though?
They might not recognize he's like because
They
in these
wouldn't.
times like you might know of a celebrity from people singing about them in the inns, but you might not recognize them if
Let me
you
read.
met them on
Let me
the
read
street.
the whole riddle again. My own home is the most dangerous place for me to be.
But that part.
My
is-
entire life was changed by a single word, and a single word can change it back. My name is famous from inn to inn, yet few would know me if they saw me.
Hmm.
First background academy dropout.
Yeah, I laughed at that.
I mean, I feel like the inn to inn part is.
I mean, barkeep is a background.
Yeah.
But then would you know a.
Why did the word change?
Yeah, that's still
Yeah, I don't know.
The
I feel like it's good once you have the answer, which is, I guess, a sign of a good riddle. I don't know.
If few
Maybe I
would know
did
if
a
they saw
shitty
me.
riddle. I don't know.
I mean, we'll figure it out. So
Alright, so I've got it.
Yeah, if someone solved it, it's at least it's got to be at least a decent roll. Especially if they weren't immediately like that's stupid.
Entire life.
Entire home.
The water sloshes. Just gently.
Impatient.
No, I'm not.
just looking at looking at
I'm
the
chilling.
backgrounds. there's
I
one
just
that's-
imagine that, like, if people are getting bored on the VOD, they just skip forward, and if they're not, like, they're sitting there, they need to think time too, so they
Yeah,
might listen to you
follow
guys.
along at home.
Welcome to our table. You're part of our table. You're
Yeah.
listening to their idle chatter, and you're hopefully figuring it out on your own.
My brain
Feel free to guess and
genuinely
chat if you want
hurts.
to. They're not going to check. It's fine.
Yeah, no,
I was thinking something like that, but
If
then
we're
Yeah.
looking at background, if we're like sold on that idea, there is one that's cursed, and like that can be like an utterance of a word, like one to curse, one to review, but that doesn't really go with the dangerous
It's
or the in
famous
thing.
from end to end. All right, I think that's the part where we can get the most traction. What's at every inn?
Beer.
Beer, barkeep, bard,
I just came across gambler.
gambler, cheater.
Feral child.
Home is dangerous.
You got 2 strikes.
An exile,
a brawl.
a vagabond, a wanderer,
Refugee?
a refugee,
Entire life was
traveler.
changed by a single
a
word.
journeyman.
Face a stone. I'm not sure what that is. Pirate's Life. Exile Elixir.
Do we think it's going to be
It's front and back.
specifically
Oh.
something like this, or
Nomad.
I don't.
I'm more so looking through these just to get an idea of like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using it more for inspiration than for.
Pilgrim. I still like.
What about like wanderer? Wanderer. Wanderer.
Well, what is
Yeah,
that?
Wesley, you're not supposed to read the comments. Nothing. Pirate's Life is picking on you.
Well, we have the riddle
comments.
here in the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, he just knew that from me saying it out loud. Pirate's Life. He wasn't reading the comments.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Just keep going.
Is like nomad, traveler, wanderer.
There's a nomad.
Yeah, the entire life can be changed by the word
Eat out.
road, journey. Single word can change it back. Home.
But
My
why
home is
would
the
your
most
home-
dangerous place to me, though.
Because you got to get out of there. You got to wander.
Just gotta keep
You're a nomad.
I don't know.
tax collector.
That
some
still
of these are funny.
Playing host.
That still doesn't seem right to me. Like, I feel like it's something,
You think it would click more?
Yeah.
because like the way it's worded makes it seem like the word will be the same. Like this word will change your life and change it back. The same word.
Or maybe that's the riddle.
Well, I think that word is different than the answer, right? Because my home is this. My entire life is changed by a word. What am I?
Yeah, the single word is not the answer to the riddle.
Mm-hmm.
Is the single word contained within the answer?
No.
No.
Do you think it's some sort of, I don't know, criminal or like covert type of thing? Like people at Edens might know, like have heard of like these infamous people, but you might not know if you met one, or I mean, and they live a dangerous life, so home could be dangerous. I don't.
Well,
I
I'm
still don't know
thinking,
the word
like,
thing, though.
there's wanderers in every inn, but you don't recognize them because they always wandering.
Wanderer, adventurer. Do you think the specific word is?
What is in an inn?
Barkeep.
People.
Patrons.
Y'all want to make a guess?
Does anyone feel confident? I guess.
I feel like nothing you said so far has been like, oh, that's it.
I'm thinking
you
like
know?
if it's changed by the word, is it the word itself changing? It's got to be the word itself changing it. I don't feel like it's like what the word is that changed it. You know, it's not like the word is like time, and we're talking about like brewing some kind of ale or beer or something, right? Because that's like end to end. But people would recognize beer if they saw it. So
But why would we say he is beer?
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm
It's just an answer to the riddle, man.
I'm deep.
I,
I'm deep.
I'm telling you, wanderer fits.
But why would... I feel like it's not specific enough for the home to be the most dangerous place.
My name is.
Because that's very charged.
Do you want to go home? Yeah. I don't much either.
From inn to inn. Because, like, bards would go from inn to inn, but, like, that doesn't fit with anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if you're just a wanderer, it doesn't mean that your home is dangerous. You just have wanderlust or whatever, you know? A criminal. Or...
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It feels more like something someone would be sung about.
Yeah. Like the person is famous, but like they don't know what they look like.
Yeah, because you could
Just
hear a
something
song
they've
about
done.
someone and not know them, or you'd hear tales about like
Mm-hmm.
a famous hero or a famous villain. Like if they were real, you might not actually know them if you saw them.
I'm gonna reread the riddle just for chat in case anyone's just tuning in. So whatever this wizard is has said that's not the only thing I am as a wizard, and trying to get them to figure out more about him. My own home is the most dangerous place for me to be.
Would it be like an
My entire life
outlaw?
is changed by a single word, and a single word can change it back. My name is famous from inn to inn, yet few would know me if they saw me.
What'd you ask?
Also, would it be like an outlaw?
I mean, yeah. You can't go home. Your single word could be guilty.
Guilty. That's what I was
So
thinking too.
criminal. If they're a criminal,
Yeah.
the word could be like a sentence to jail.
Yeah.
They
I feel like
usually
criminal is probably the.
they usually just say guilty and hit a big hammer.
Yeah, I feel like criminal is the best.
criminal in it.
Or prisoner. But then, why would they be famous unless they, I guess they...
Infamous, like,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean,
Like I was saying, like, it sounds like
everybody
someone's being
talks
sung
about the nearby bandits, but nobody knows who they are.
I think criminal's good.
Alright, who wants to stick their hand in the box?
What's in the box?
I'm not doing it.
Sure.
I'm not touching that thing.
Stick my hand in the box.
Oh, a new form.
Here, quick.
So,
Yeah.
So I can...
what am I?
We've discussed a couple of things, and one of them was a criminal.
Yes, an outlaw, precisely.
What was that law?
Outlaw was the exact word I had written down.
Okay.
Fantastic. Because the single word guilty and the single word innocent continue back. Their home is the most dangerous place. You've heard of famous outlaws and bandits, but you don't really know who they are if you see them, you know? Like without like a wanted books or something like that. Maybe I am good at riddles. An outlaw, condemned, a price put on my head. I have been hunted my entire life. I did my best to only wound my pursuers and not kill them. I took every effort to hide, to escape, to hinder and not kill, and they vilified me further. Because of my strength, they were wounded, and my sparing them meant nothing. Monster, they called me. Cripple Maker, they named me. All because they did not understand. When you are ready to tell me who I am, I have but one riddle left for you. Are you ready to receive it?
You and I don't sound all that terribly different. I think we're ready for the final riddle.
Not a thief, yet invisible I may be. Out of the sight of the sun unseen, I am neither bird nor fowl, but share two things in common with the intrepid owl. I have been known to be consumed by man after they hunt me among the sands. I live in the place where men go to be free. I have multiple minds, yet all part of me. What am I?
So he's not an owl.
Now we're finding his race. Or his
Oh.
ancestry. Okay, so two things with an owl. Perhaps the ability to see in the dark.
Maybe just nocturnal as well.
Maybe. But definitely the ability to see in the dark, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
in the
dark vision.
Consumed by man being
Okay.
hunted in the sands.
what kind of animal?
Like a lizard.
Did
Unseen.
you post that one?
I did. I posted it to chat. If you can see that, you want me to post it to Discord?
Yeah. I'm trying to avoid
I'll post
reading
it
chat
this-
just so that they
Oh,
can
that's a good call.
guess, you
They're
know?
not really guessing, so I think it's fine. But I posted it to members only real quick.
If yet invisible I may be. Out of sight
Not a
of the sun
thief, yet
unseen.
invisible
I mean,
I
out
may
of sight
be.
of the sun unseen. Yeah.
Out of sight of the sun unseen. I am neither bird nor fowl, but share two things in common with the intrepid owl. I have been known to be consumed by man after they hunt me among the sands. I live in the place where men go to be free. I have multiple minds, yet all part of me.
It sounds like some sort of burrowing thing or something that lives underground.
I live in the place where men go to be free.
Yeah, what does
So-
that mean?
The ocean.
The ocean, yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Hunt me among the sands.
oh, so that could mean not like I was thinking deserts, but
Like
it could be
desert.
like
Yeah.
beach sands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was leaning.
Crabbies?
I was
A
leaning.
crab?
I was leaning towards like octopus.
Multiple minds.
That's where.
Each of the tentacles does
Does
have
have their
a
own-
mind of its
yeah.
own.
That is true.
And then it
And they-
fits the theme of 8 really
and
well.
they can turn themselves invisible.
Yeah,
Oh,
they have
that's true.
camouflage.
Camouflage.
It does sound like an octopus.
What do octopi share with the common owl?
They're crazy
Beaks.
smart.
Beaks.
And beaks.
Beaks and wisdom.
Yeah, beaks and they're intelligent. Or maybe they can see them.
Out of sight of the sun, unseen, deep beneath the waves. Yep.
Invisible because they can camouflage.
Yep.
It sounds a lot like octopus.
Yeah, and I have eaten one of them. Hunt me among the sands. You know, I did hear once about this giant sort of tentacle monster that just appeared in a desert out of nowhere.
It wasn't a desert.
The elemental plane of fire.
Yeah, the elemental plane of fire.
Yeah, I heard that in a story once.
So then, do we want to guess octopus?
Sounds like it.
Should I give it a go?
I mean, it seems
We've
to fit
still-
all of them. Like,
We've
we
still
have
got
the
2
strength of them all.
chances.
Yep.
Stick my hand back in.
You again.
She's the
So disappointed.
assault.
Yeah, you know. Hate to disappoint. Are you by chance an octopus?
You hear, and almost on like some sort of like either mechanical or like through some sort of means of force, a huge sort of boulder that was lodged opens up a path to the cavern beneath you, and a single word permeates in your brain. Yes. And the second link is broken.
He said yes.
Wizard,
Outlaw.
criminal, or outlaw octopus.
Can I make another check now that we know what he is? Because
What's
I
he
want to know what
running
he
from?
is. I want to. I want to.
He is a wizard outlaw octopus.
Yeah, I want to know. Is there any stories about him? Any tall tales? Any?
You can roll society.
No, I can't. But I'll try.
He said, and these two, who were in a previous campaign, may have forgotten.
Did you guys awaken an octopus at any point?
Did we?
It's not the person from
This was 3 years ago.
Okay.
In real life. And this
In
is-
real life?
Like, not in the game.
What have I done in real life?
No,
3 years
in real
ago?
life, 3 years ago.
A different campaign.
A
That
different
the only one the
campaign,
two of
yeah.
you were in.
Like what wizard octopus have I met in real life?
You haven't. This was an optional boss you did not kill. In the
Why does
game.
that sound? That's tickling my brain.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds so
Cripple
familiar.
Maker in the Festival of the
Oh.
Hunt was one of
Oh,
the
yeah,
great
he did
things
say
that
that.
you did
Oh.
not hunt down.
17.
17. The name Cripple Maker has
briefly
made its
thought
way
it was
even
the
to your
flip.
islands. It's you don't know what kind of beast it was, but there's legends of people that hunt this great hunting festival, and apparently it would just never kill its victims, just like break their legs to where they could never walk again, or like tear their muscles. And it was apparently a very fearsome creature indeed. It was just a big, great. You didn't hear about it as a wizard. It's just a great big beast.
Mm.
It's pretty far than from where he should be.
Man, that is so many somatic components at the same time.
A tentacle per school.
And then you hear that horrible guttural sound that imitates human speech. Oh, welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, I'll let in.
Is it dark? Do we need a lot of torch?
Who needs torches?
People like us that can't see in the dark.
As you descend into the darkness, you can see the tunnel has drained. And as long as you don't do anything crazy, you do not have to fight Tanzarel.
Touch nothing but the lamps.
As you descend, it's like a little. You're basically going into like a little murder hole in the center of it, and you're
Don't call
going
it
into
that.
a diving cave. Like if you're claustrophobic, like this is a nightmare because you have to literally be lifted out. You can't just climb out. Someone has to lift you out, and then this entire tunnel, you can see the water begin to slowly trickle back in. The tide comes back in. This entire chamber is going to fill up with water.
We need to be quick.
Even though he is huge, maybe 3,000 pounds, and he could be 20 feet from tentacle to head. He is nigh impossible to see until he wills himself to see. The rock you were standing on decamouflages, appearing to be a long, purple-tipped tentacle leading into blue. This beautiful, bright, vibrant blue that shades into this faded powder with speckles of white that look almost like stars scattered on his head. He lurches to the side, and the tentacles go out and poke each of you as he makes his psychic link. I had to literally give him a feat so he could talk to you guys. He has...
They always find a way.
He has...
They always find a way.
Oh my god, he has wizard levels.
Well,
he has touch telepathy.
Oh, he's fucking cool though.
Oh, maybe he wants to be a crew member on the
Right?
Windfall.
So, you have proven yourself not to be mindless, but I fear what drives you still. But I would prefer not to shed more blood. Hopefully this treasure will satiate you, and you will be on your way and lead me to my learning. You see from behind him, he grabs a rock and like shakes off some barnacles and like dust, and this huge brass chest he lowers down in front of the party. This is the treasure you described. Take it freely, and you may go, leaving me to my devices. I would ask that you do not return to this place.
Do you find that you do a lot of learning down here by yourself?
He takes one of the tentacles, and out of one of the suckers, this little ball of light comes out, and it just illuminates the entire cave. And you can see the entire cave, the rocks, like, etched into them are, like, draconic runes that as the light shimmers on them, you can see them, like, reflecting light off. Self-reflection, introspection is very valuable, and something that mortals, humans, would do well to spend more time doing. You'd be surprised what you could learn when you look within.
I think you get along really well with that dwarf we found in the
Yeah,
barn.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
He like every book.
His whole thing was knowledge, and he wanted people to learn.
Yeah, and you like tests and riddles and stuff. Like you had to go through a bunch of puzzles just to get to him.
Where's this dwarf?
Puzzles, you say.
I prefer my isolation. Every time I have tried to collaborate with another, it has ended with me being hunted. From the time that I was a mere, pet, to my days being hunted in the rivers of Asoa, making my way across the sea, sometimes wearing the flesh of a human. You can see the whole thing shudder and shiver.
Yeah, ew.
My disguise is necessary, but I yearn to be free. Free of being hunted and free of men's lust for gold. And even here in this place, I could not escape it. I wonder if there's a place in this area where I might.
Who's hunting you?
Kai literally just unslings the map thing.
I thought it was your gun. Oh,
No.
Roll initiative.
He has the map thing. He uncorks it, pulls out a thing, and he's got goes over to the rock and just sticks against the rock, and then
He climbs up the wall and looks down at the map.
And it's just a blank sheet of paper right now. And then Kai, and now it's a map.
Okay.
And it just points the way to Rundal, where his island lies. And then it's just if you change your mind.
A fine gift. You have my things. And he pulls it back, and you see him tuck it into one of his suckers.
I'm like get away from people so much. I'm surprised he's not bottom of the ocean.
And not surrounded by gold, yeah.
Right.
How big is this chest? One people, two people?
2 people chest.
2 people just this.
One people.
Yeah, it's a 1 Kai chest.
I'm gonna go over to the chest and just First, is it locked?
Mm-mm.
Is it trapped?
Mm-mm.
You have to tell me, otherwise it's entrapment.
Entrapment, yeah, that's how traps work.
Is there a ring inside?
Oh, laying on top, yeah.
Alright. Pick that up.
Is this the cursed ring that he talked about?
Yeah, I think so. Did he talk to you about it too? Yeah, he wants me to throw this in the ocean.
Do you think, I mean...
Detect magic.
It's precious to me.
Magical.
It is magical.
I mean,
Do you know the aura at your level you're casting it?
Yes.
yes.
Divination.
Wonder what it does. I'll see if I can tell.
It seems to have some divination magic attached to it.
I think so too.
You said it's cursed?
I don't know.
If you want to destroy it, I have the means to pull up, like, the bag of dust. I mean, it'd
Okay.
be a lot easier than just throwing it in the ocean.
You know, I've been meaning to ask you something this whole time. How's it stay in the bag?
Oh, the bag is specially made to hold this substance.
Okay, I just thought it would eat through at some
No,
point.
it is specifically designed to hold this substance.
That's a little inappropriate, but he says put it on. No balls.
Ernie?
Can I tell what it does?
Do you have a item quick identification? Because it takes a while if you don't.
No, I'm just trained in Arcana.
Oh, then no. It's a activity and it takes a while.
Gotcha.
It takes, like, the quick one is like 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
Do you want to destroy it?
Yeah,
It'll take a little while.
it'd be
depending on
best
how
if we
much hit
destroy
points
it before I
has.
know. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it in the baggie.
Okay, so it does 1 point of damage to the item every 3
Even,
hours.
even magical items?
It does not specify that they.
Okay.
It just
That's
says
fine. I'll take it either way. Either way, I don't really care. That's fine.
just says an object of medium or smaller.
Okay. It starts deteriorating at a very slow rate.
It makes it worse.
Rush the ring.
And then we can throw the bag in the ocean.
Okay.
I mean, the dust will literally disappear.
I
Just
suppose I
being
couldn't
bag.
trust your word that you wouldn't tell anyone about this island.
I would love to tell you that people don't know about it, but
Someone else told us. About
yeah,
It. And we
And,
told some
like,
other people about it already, but I think
we were on a
They
whole
are
ship
they
that
may
came
not have
here,
survived.
and like Terry talks.
Damn it, Terry.
Very well. Then it seems that after you depart, I shall too. Our paths may never meet again.
Who's trying to hunt you down?
Everyone that's ever known me. I was hunted from my family, where I was merely a... It makes like a little tiny motion. A small cephalopod. I was kept as a pet in a wizard's laboratory, experimented upon, tortured. But there in the glass,
I don't suppose that wizard was named. Who did the genie thing?
Calls the doll.
Darzad,
Darzad?
right? Hold on.
Yeah, I think that's right.
the mad wizard Darzad.
Yeah, was it him?
I'm afraid that Darzad lived many hundreds of years ago.
And he wasn't one of those like long-living peoples.
Gotcha. I kind of thought he was still around.
What? I don't know how old you are. Who knows how old you are?
You gotta count the rings after you cut into the wall.
Huh? No. Well, you got what we came for.
The tide is returning.
We should,
My feet are sloshing.
How much other treasure is in the room?
Shit ton.
I'm just looking around.
like magic swords. There's like helmets. There's shields.
Can I have
You
this
see,
bag
like,
of scratch paper?
Rubies and there's no paper.
It would have.
It
it
ends
would
up
have
underwater.
just a sheet of solid gold.
Yeah. There we go. Just look. Please. And the tentacle like lays gently around your, and then you realize the enormity of this creature. Please do not touch.
What? What does he
Cordelia,
do?
you know,
with it?
turn and get ready to leave, but she will place a hand on his tentacle, and just in her mind says, "I hope he finds some measure of peace."
It just kind of like blinks at you.
He's leaving. When we leave, we could just go away.
You watch the color shift, and it fades back into the wall. and even though you're looking straight at it, you can no longer see it. You're like, okay, it's right there. Wait, what? What the fuck?
I try really hard to do the same thing, but I don't do nearly as good a job.
Where are you?
Okay. Kai lifts up the chest.
Okay.
And oh,
I'm gonna, because the episode is ending.
Yeah,
can we get a lift?
The water begins to rise, the chamber fills up, and you're able to help each other
It just
out.
floats. Oh.
And you're able to help each other out and get back to the skiff.
All right.
Would you like to count the gold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1.
There are 524 gold pieces in the chest.
And none of that's going to Melicado.
Sorry, Melicado, there was only a ring which we had to destroy.
It was empty.
It's 104 with one left over.
Could you add a gold to that, please?
I'll take the 100. I'll take the. No, I want to take less. I was trying to be nice.
I'll take the extra.
I can only do the math in a mean way.
I mean, are we splitting it? It's like, do we not give a cut to the rest of the...
They never, they never bring gold back.
Guys, they've been getting supplies. You've specifically assigned them roles, and they've been rolling for that stuff.
Frederick did promise the money to us, but
It's true.
This is our compensation for saving him.
You wanted to leave him on that ship.
I did, and I still do.
This was really an Ernie and Wesley messing around.
I didn't have to tell you about it.
That's true. I didn't know about the treasure. All right, you can have your cut.
Solve the riddle.
I also didn't solve. Well, I kind of.
You were
know.
close. You had cephalopod instead of mollusk.
All right. So, as you get back, let's get some music cues going. You sail back, and as you reach on deck aboard the Windfall, it's all hands on deck. You see people scurrying, like you lift up the skiff, and Flintlock is already up out of the infirmary. You can see Red Rage down in the second deck, like going around. Cass is like moving stuff around and barking orders. You see Melicado in full regalia. He's got his hat on, he's got this coat, and he's got a long spyglass. You can see Scotty up in the crow's nest, and she's shouting something down at you guys as you're approaching. And then you see on the horizon, everyone roll me one last little perception check.
I'm gonna roll with my hero point because I'm gonna run out. I'm gonna go to Woods.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
ooh, natural 20 for 28.
23.
21.
28.
23.
Group pass.
Oh.
As you look in
You
the
gotta get a
horizon,
natural 20.
you see black sails and a flag flying in the wind with a single white star. Star Hill has come. Melicado turns to you and he says, Ernie, go grab the turtles. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end our session for today.
Yay! Well, great. Now we don't have to decide if the turtles ever die. They're just going to do it on their own. Great.
All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here today. I had a wonderful time.
I thought it was going to be the pirate
I know
ship.
it's kind of a weird
I thought
second
it was
half, but I
pirates.
really want to do some riddles, and now we got that done. So
And we didn't get killed by a
You
giant wizard
didn't.
octopus.
That would have been the fight
Yeah.
of
I
your
would
fucking
have.
life.
I'm glad we didn't have to fight it, but I'm also sad that we didn't fight it because that sounds like
well,
it
let's
would have-
say I took a creature that was already a challenge for you guys, and I added 7 levels of wizard to that creature.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Well, thanks, Lise, for the extra XP.
Yeah, thank you, Lise, for the fun. Hey, how do you guys like level ups? Let's talk about level 6, yeah?
Yeah. That's
Level
why I was
6.
trying to grab a bag of scratch paper.
Rocked it. Oh, thank you so much. Is that Lena Lamont? Lena Lamont. Thank you so much. This is kind of a interesting episode, but if you want a little bit more context, you can catch us all the VODs on YouTube, and you can check some of the highlights out there. Thank you so much for joining us. I love seeing first-time chatters in here.
Welcome.
And y'all, I had a blast, and I'll see you all next time on the Sleeping Sea. We love you
Bye.
guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.